Step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, and welcome to it, your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC 3. Man, is it good to have you on your Monday morning. It's ice cold all across the country.
I broke like 9 blocks of ice there.
Bro, it was ridiculous. You just came from Sutherland. Apparently it's like -10 in Sutherland today. It's
I think
ridiculous,
we've forgotten
man.
that winter actually came to the Cape, but winter across the land. So wherever you are, stay nice and warm and cozy. In fact, come here, Vicky. Stay with us this morning. We'll look after you. It's going to be an awesome show. I want to say that it was raining goals over the weekend. That's if someone could actually score a penalty. Out of all the penalties in-game, in penalty shootouts, I don't know what's going on, man. But crazy,
I don't know if you're going to
Crazy.
survive the rest of this World Cup, man. I really don't.
Portugal, Argentina, out. Spain, out. What's going on with the world?
It is crazy. It is crazy. But we'll bring you the update as to what's happening out in the fields this week. But luckily, it was actually raining, which was great in the Mandela Monday. It was brilliant stuff. But we're going to be showing you how people go about empowering the youth through karate. That was part of that ice block shop for Graham a little bit earlier on. Brilliant initiative.
Then we're going to inspire you this morning. It's like gold. It's like green and gold. We are giving you the opportunity to win yourself a Springbok jersey, but you've got to earn it. So stay tuned. Awesome prize.
Absolutely. We're also going to be making a turn around some of South Africa's coolest offices. Starting here, I hope.
Yeah, man. It's the creative space.
One of the top ones.
We don't actually live here. It is actually a studio. Then we're gonna humble you, I think, this morning. She's an unbelievable singer. She is such a pro, and she is just 13 years old. Talita later is in the house. And a gorgeous thing.
She is.
She is phenomenal, and she's here to perform all morning.
It's going to be brilliant. So make yourself comfortable wherever you are. Let's hang out together. We're through till 9 o'clock with you right now, though. Somebody who's looking particularly gorgeous this morning, the lovely Leanne with the news.
Coming from you guys, that is such a big compliment. Thank you so much. And good morning to you at home. Let's get you updated on the news. In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says as South Africa continues to play an integral part in the Southern African Customs Union, unity remains important amongst member states. He was speaking yesterday on the sidelines of the 6th annual SACU summit in Gaborone, Botswana. The 5 countries, South Africa, Botswana, Swaziland, Lesotho and Namibia, which form part of the union, meet annually to look at ways of making trade easier between member states. Botswana currently chairs the oldest customs union in the world, spanning more than a century. The South African Social Security Agency, known as SASSA, says it is aware that some users have experienced glitches with their new cards. This after SASSA's new cardholders raised concerns about not being able to access their money yesterday. The agency has called on beneficiaries to apply for new cards, as the existing ones will not be usable after the 30th of September. The new cards are said to be, or rather to enable recipients to withdraw money at selected post offices, SASSA PayPoints and SASSA offices. SASSA spokesperson Paseka Letsatsi urged those still experiencing difficulties to contact them. Now moving further abroad, the government of the Democratic Republic of the Congo has decided to allow oil exploration in 2 protected wildlife parks, Virunga and Salonga. The move is being strongly opposed by environmental activists who say drilling would place wildlife at risk and contribute to global warming. The parks are home to bush elephants, the critically endangered mountain gorillas, and the bonobo, an endangered ape. Both parks are UNESCO World Heritage Sites, with Salonga National Parks covering 36,000 square meters of the Congo Basin, the world's 2nd largest rainforest after the Amazon. And then finally, plans to erect a memorial in honor of the passengers and crew of missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 were shelved by Australia yesterday after protests by relatives of the victims. The relatives say they did not wish to have such a memorial before the jet was located. The final resting place of the Boeing 777, which had 239 people on board when it disappeared en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing in March 2014, is still unknown, despite 2 massive underwater searches off Australia's west coast. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Time for us to take a look at the very interesting world of sport. I even trip over my tongue. Here's Graham with all of those details.
My word, it really was a weekend of sport for the books and for the bookies. The World Cup round of 16 got underway this weekend, and it saw Argentina, Portugal, Spain and Denmark all crashing out of the competition. Host nation Russia kept their campaign alive, beating Spain 4-3 on penalties to qualify for the first time since the turn of the Soviet Union. After extra time, it finished 1 apiece. They went to penalties. Elsewhere, France beat Argentina in regular time 4-3. Uruguay edged out Portugal 2-1, while Croatia beat Denmark 3-2 on penalties in the late game yesterday. And of course, in action today, we've got Brazil taking on Mexico, while Belgium are up against Japan. Then in rugby, following the international break, hasn't done a huge amount of good for the local franchises. In Super Rugby returning this weekend, the Lions, the Bulls and the Stormers all fell to away defeats. At Kings Park in Durban, the Sharks won their 6th game of the season. They saw out a 31-24 win over the conference-leading Lions. In other results, the Sunwolves beat the Bulls by 42 points to 37, while the Jaguares, they saw out a 25-14 win over the Stormers. Then on to Formula One. It's been brewing for a while. Red Bull's Max Verstappen won his first Grand Prix of the season as he crossed the line first at the Austrian Grand Prix yesterday. In an incident-filled race where Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas didn't finish, Verstappen took the checkered flag with Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen second and Sebastian Vettel the 3rd spot on the podium. So up next, the F1 calendar takes us to Silverstone this coming weekend for the British Grand Prix. And then finally, in tennis, 2-time Wimbledon champion Andy Murray withdrew from the grass tournament yesterday. That's the day before the 19th edition gets underway, making his return to the court last month. Murray's injury had seen him out of action since his Wimbledon quarterfinal loss to Sam Querrey last year. So without Murray, Wimbledon gets underway today with South Africa's Kevin Anderson set to take on Norbert Gombos at 3:45 SA time. We'll expand a bit more on all of the drama in the World Cup in Russia a little bit later, so stay tuned for that.
Right, let's quickly take a first look at your weather and your temperatures. And it's a cold morning down in the mother city, and also very cold temperatures expected for most parts of the country with that cold front that moved in over the weekend. That's still set to bring more rain with it throughout the course of its Monday for the western parts of the country. Let's run you through the temperatures quickly. Polokwane 3 minimum, warming up to 23. Mbombela 7 this morning and a hot 30. Pretoria starting off on around 0 this morning with a maximum 20. Johannesburg -3, staying cool with a maximum 16. Mahikeng -3 and 16 as well. Klerksdorp -4 and your maximum 14. Kimberley -3 this morning and a high of 11. Bloemfontein very cold, -7, staying cold with a maximum of only 10 degrees. Richards Bay 15-27. Pietermaritzburg 5-23 with some scattered showers expected. Durban 14-24. Mthatha 2-16. East London 8 and a high of 17 degrees. Cradock also cold today for a -4 this morning with a maximum of only 12. Port Elizabeth 8-16. George 6-13. Sutherland very, very cold, -10 this morning, reaching a maximum of only 1 degree. Cape Town 9-13. Worcester -2-7. Springbok -1 and a cool 8 degrees maximum, and Uppington -4 with a maximum 11 degrees. And that's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures. Whatever you do, South Africa, keep warm. It is freezing across the country. We'll keep you updated with those temperatures throughout the course of your morning. I'm back in half an hour's time with another update.
And I keep telling you, buddy, get some body fat, bro, and you'll stay warm during winter. So we know the world is crazy and moving at an ever-increasing rate, so let's slam on the brakes. This being the 2nd of July, let's cast our minds back and see what makes today historic.
Yes, sir. Well, on this day in history, back in 2002, Steve Fossett became the first person to fly solo around the world, non-stop in a balloon.
But that's like an Uber balloon.
That's, yeah, man.
That's not exciting. A balloon. That's crazy. Now let's take you back to 1982 for the greatest week of movies ever. I'm talking about E.T., Rocky 3, wow. Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, Poltergeist, The Thing, Star Trek 2, and Conan the Barbarian. The original were all simultaneously playing at the cinema, and it really has become known as the the greatest ever week in movies. Sucker fool.
And then finally, on this day in 1937, Amelia Earhart and her navigator Fred Noonan disappeared. They were last heard from over the Pacific Ocean, and of course this was while attempting to make the first equatorial round the world flight.
Wow, a trailblazer of note and a loss to the world. and so far ahead of her time. So hopefully that's inspired you to go out there and seize this day for yourself. Go and make it one for the books.
Exactly. Coming up after the break, we're going to be inspiring the youth through karate.
Karate, and then we're going to inspire you with hopefully a brand new Springbok jersey. It's up for grabs after the break.
Proe ek reg as jy bitter gehou. Diep in my hart weet ek jy is 'n fout. Meer van jou, ek wil aanhou drink. Sonder jou voel ek hoe ek weer sink. Maar lê my langs jou neer en voel hoe ek terug skeer. Dis die bitter in jou soen, dis wat ek weer wil proe. Dis die los as jy my vashou en jy weet nie hoe. Dis die woorde as jy terugkyk, jy het my ingetoe. Dis my swart koffie, alles wat ek weet van hoe ek dalk moet voel. As die liefde jy net weet, dis ek vir jou menses voel. Word ek weer en weer en weer verkeerd bewys. Soos die ou dae, ek het jou nodig as jy vir my vra. Alles jy net lief vir my, ek sal moet vat wat ek van jou afkry. Lê my langs jou neer en voel hoe ek terug skeer. Dis die bitter in jou soen, dis wat ek weer wil proe. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. We're calling it Mun Slay. Why? Because we need to slay on a Monday. And we want to know from you, it is the beginning of the new month. Share some of your July goals with us. Let's see what you had to say this morning. Donna is saying, hello, all you lovely people. It's my birthday month. Yay. I'm going to go all out and bless everyone around me, even more than usual. Tuli says, good morning, team. Hi, Tuli. Goal month for this month is to stay healthy and away from all bugs, including negative people. Yeah, they are a bug, aren't they? Ramachone says, good morning. Since it's my birthday month, everybody's having a birthday month. My goal is to start going to gym and try to, but lacks motivation. Don't worry, you got this. And then Vincent says, have a blessed Monday, everybody. God bless. Keep us up to date. We want to know, what are your goals for July, especially since it is Mun Slay?
Hey man, it's nice and early on your Monday morning. Let's kick it off with a nice little workout from Rian Barnard this morning. Meneer,
Lekker.
how are you doing, sir?
Always good and self.
Lekker, lekker, lekker. It's freezing cold, man, but we are going to make sure that we get the blood moving this morning. What are you doing, bud?
So we're doing a HIIT workout this morning, chest and a bit of the lower body.
Right,
and then later on I'm going to show you a bit of cardio, which you can do in any sport activity.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We love it because you can do it at home, which is great.
Absolutely.
So get involved, South Africa. Let's go for it. Right.
I'm so glad you're here this morning. So we're gonna start up with a wide grip push-up.
Wide grip push-up, right.
So that's about a meter. Your
Okay.
hands about spread a meter, and then you go and do as many as you can. So the high intensity means that you set the bar. You set how intense this will be. Then you do this as long as you can, and then we're gonna jump up. And if we jump up, we're gonna use our one leg to jump on our one leg about 5 meters, and then come back on the one leg. Okay, so let's jump up. Whoop. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry for the camera. 1, 2, 3, and then you do 5 again. Now we're gonna do a close grip push-up.
All right.
This is good for the inner chest as well as the triceps. So close grip, and then high intense. You can set the intensity once again. Right there. Perfect. So if we're gonna jump up now, we're gonna do a short sprint. high knees. So we do this as long as you can. I usually start counting when it burns, and then I count to 12.
Hey, I'm burning already, we're talking about.
Let's go up, high knees. Oh yes, and we take them back. This you can do at the comfort at your home as well. Okay, now we're gonna go down and do the clapping push-ups. Ladies, if you can't do this, you just do the shoulder touches. Okay, so clapping push-ups, Ewan, let's go. Oh yes.
Killing me this morning, dude.
Oh yes. That's it. Starting July great here with you and straight on.
Hey man.
Okay.
That is one way to wake up nice and early on a Monday.
Yes.
Sure, dude. And you continue doing that as a set.
Yes, as long as you can.
Different variations of push-ups.
Absolutely, can be creative as long as you move, and if you set the intensity, that's how your workout is going to be.
We love it, man. We're going to be back with a high-intensity workout with Rian a little bit later on this morning. Thanks, brother. Good to see you.
Always great.
Stick around. Get those gear.
Oh man, that kind of body conditioning really does feed into our next segment this morning. Time to get inspired. I think sadly for far too many children in our country, with their dreams come the pressures of living in underprivileged, under-resourced communities. Navigating those difficulties and growing up to make something of themselves requires a foundation to build on. That is why what Gary Manker gives them with his life-changing karate outreach program is so important.
Goshikan Reach Out is the charity division of Goshikan Karate South Africa. We take karate and core fitness training into the townships and the underprivileged areas, and we help the children with firstly self-defense, physical development, which also helps their mind development, and we try and instill the traditional values of good discipline, respect and honor.
Our Mandela Monday hero, Gary Manker, offers this program free to vulnerable children from early childhood through to high school and beyond.
Well, we started the Reach Out program in 2015, and since then we are sitting at we're closing in on 4,000 members. It's growing exponentially, and it's very exciting to see. I got involved with police reserve work many years, 10, 12 years ago, as well as being a paramedic, and I've worked a lot in the townships over the years, and I found that working in the townships as a paramedic and a police officer, I really felt for the children. That was always pull on my heart. I feel that with the karate, I'm able to reach and have a huge impact on a far greater number of people.
What I enjoy about Gary is that he spoils us, he makes us laugh, and makes us love what we do.
Gary is very knowledgeable, and he's a lovely mentor. I respect him a lot, and a lot of people respect him.
He feels confident about us, he believes in us.
I keep coming back because of the instructors. The instructors are very knowledgeable and they have a lot of experience. And they enjoy passing it over to all of the students.
I joined Goshikan back in 2015, and when I joined in as an instructor, and I also joined in as an athlete. So since that time, I've been actually getting a lot of positive things from Goshikan, such as actually being able to give back to the community without charging them anything.
Well, I've always been involved in community work, and it was just on my heart to take whatever I've got and give back to the community, to children who can't actually do it for themselves. They don't have the money, and we come in and we don't just give them the skill set. If they reach certain levels, we then take them on to the international stage and help them to get overseas to compete. We've got guys that have come through the ranks that have now style world silver medalists, which is amazing coming from someone that has never had any kind of opportunity like that before.
That my students have actually conquered the country already. They went to the World Championships last year and then they were successful there. So it was my first time to go abroad as well as it was their first time to go abroad.
I just wish to become internationally acclaimed and nationally acclaimed. I want them to know who Liam Meyer is and that he's coming for gold.
It helps them with their self-pride, their self-appearance, their self-discipline in not just the training, but also it carries over into their schoolwork, their homework. In the schools that we've been involved with, it's made a massive difference in their school marks, in their attendance, the way they treat the teachers, the way they treat their parents, the way they treat their peers. We are now very much intricately involved with Love Trust. So we are not just developing the sporting side, we're involved in developing education as a whole. My hopes and dreams is that the system gives back to itself. It's already started in certain areas, but we're hoping that the children that we bring through the system will go on to give back to their communities, and that the growth will be exponential. Focus on the children so that when they grow up, they have a chance of changing so much more in their lives.
Ah, beautiful stuff, man. I remember doing karate as a young person, and it is such a good foundation. But what he is doing is taking it to a whole nother level. Gary, you are our Mandela Monday hero. Absolutely love that.
For sure. Now, we are back with our regular Guess Who game. And what we do on a Monday is we deliberately blur out the face of someone who's well known to get your brain working fast on a Monday morning. So we want to know from you, can you guess who we're talking about? Here are some clues. Let's get the image up. Ooh.
Oh, that just gives it away.
Do you think
see
so?
Immediately. No, I'm joking. Okay, we are talking about a comedian because it's all about empowering hilarious women in South Africa. She's also an actress, and she played Sibukazi Zungu in the South African soapy Isibaya.
I think that might have just given it away.
Probably.
I really do. And of course, she took a break from acting to pursue her one-woman stand-up comedy show, and she is absolutely hilarious. I love her. She's got such a beautiful heart. Head over to our social media platforms at Expresso Show and let us know who our
That picture's a little bit ridiculous, though. Come on.
This morning. Oh, wow.
Come on, man. She is not an emoji. I promise you, she is not an emoji.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we need to get into that World Cup and bring you a little bit of a roundup for
Where
you.
do we even
I
begin?
know,
And then, of course, we're giving you the chance to win yourself a Springbok jersey, courtesy of MTN. Stay tuned. We'll see you now.
Meet the top 10 finalists for Presenter Search on 3.
My name is Larina Machite. I am a digital marketer, blogger, accounting student, easy on the eye type girl. You know, that's who I am. When it came to Swaziland, I was the happy-go-lucky kid, swimming with my friends. So I really think it's important to keep those people around you. Once you make it to Presenter Search, they'll be watching your show. My TV industry ambitions would be to build an empire. So guys in here, if you want a job, Strange. Is it strange that I'm an expert sleeper? Whether it's a train, a bus, even a bicycle or a bathtub, click and I'm gone. I absolutely love the concept behind Presenter Search on 3. The fact that a girl like me can become a superstar on a channel like this is unbelievable. Are you okay? I have a hidden talent. And the reason I never tell people this is because I know the question that follows it. Yes, I can sing. Okay. Do you want me to sing? There's a fire burning through my heart. I am vivacious, young, I'm full of energy, and I'm here to entertain you.
Catch Presenter Search on 3, Thursday nights at 8:30, and watch the top 10 compete to become one of 3 new presenters on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3. Man, Graham, what's happening, dude? What is going on?
I hate to do it, bro. I hate to do it, but...
Let's kick it off. Let's kick it off. See what's happened on the field.
For players who can't take penalties, that have played professionally for their entire career, that practice taking penalties all the time. Now, I think we must give a nod to Akinfeev, Subasic, the goalkeepers, young Casper Schmeichel. They were on fire as so many games went to penalties, had penalties play a major role, and missed penalties, ultimately deciding things. Dude, it's crazy. The big guns, most of them are now out of this tournament.
That is bizarre.
I'm starting to wrap my head around it, but let's start with probably the biggest shock result. When you look at the power of the team on paper, Spain just littered with absolute stars that clearly didn't rock up. They went down to Russia 3-4 on penalties after it ended 1 apiece in extra time. I know that was accredited as an own goal to Ignacevic, but I think Sergio Ramos, he put himself in a position there. And that's the second goal that's been randomly scored by someone's ankle after Harry Kane.
That was
managed to score one. And then inexplicably, Gerard Piqué putting his hand up to get another penalty. I don't know what he did there. He left it up as much as it came off a player's head. And Zubia getting the goal there. I mean, they were crying. There were tears. But for me, the real standout star of this match, Akinfeev in goal. He's the CSKA Moscow captain. He's the Russian captain. He was superb. He led from the back, I suppose you would have to say. But he was confident throughout that game. And of course, it went down to penalties. Koke and Iago Aspas of Spain both missing penalties to hand Russia. The win, the host nation are through. 3 out of 4 penalty shootouts have been won by host nations. So obviously, there's something about playing in front of your home crowd, that high pressure. Spain don't have a great record with penalty shootouts before, but this is the first time that Russia have qualified for the quarters since the break of the Soviet Union. So that is just amazing. So we feel for all of our Spanish fans, but crazy, man. So Russia will now be facing Croatia. Why? Because Croatia, in another thriller, beat Denmark. Why do I say a thriller? Because we had goals scored within the first 5 minutes. In fact, that first goal came in the first minute of the game. Game on. Unbelievable, but it also had to go to penalties. Subasic and Schmeichel, Casper Schmeichel, both doing unbelievable things in goal. The way Schmeichel came off the line, he had his dad, Peter Schmeichel, was one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. 290-something odd caps for Man United. He was in the stands. The two of them were losing their minds. But ultimately, Croatia, I think, played the better football on the pitch, and they deserved to go through. But you never want to see a player having to carry the hopes of their nation on their shoulders after a full World Cup campaign. To be the guy that loses you the World Cup is terrible, man. But ultimately, they just don't go through. So Denmark's Christian Eriksen, Lasse Schöne, and Nikolaj Jørgensen all missing penalties. Rakitic scoring the winning, and Rakitic has been great throughout the World Cup, so kudos to him. So Croatia will face Russia.
All right. Well, it's going to be a tough match for them, eh?
Oh man, it is going to be. It's going to be interesting because you've got two relative underdogs, but I think Croatia have it there. But hey, man, what Russia are doing, it's crazy. So now let's move to the madness that ensued. Uruguay up against Portugal. People have been talking about Uruguay as being an unbelievable team. Cavani, he is insanely good, and he proved it with 2 cracker goals.
Look at that.
The angle on both of his shots, that header, unstoppable. And he followed that up with another absolutely brilliant strike. I'm sorry, the amount of falling down that went on in this match was a little bit distressing. But ultimately, we are going to see now Uruguay progress. They will face France. France going through. And this isn't on penalties. 4-3 against Argentina. I spoke about the speed and the power of Mbappe at the back. He earned them their first penalty, and he scored a brace. Absolutely brilliant on the day. So Argentina are going home, and Mascherano retiring. This is a changing of the guard. Incredible stuff the weekend through to us. So now we get to do it all over again today as Brazil take on Mexico and Belgium take on Japan.
Look, man, that's good. But I had to laugh at some of the memes that came out yesterday between that 4-3 against Argentina. Like, don't cry, 4-3 Argentina.
It's, oh, man, it's rough, man. It really is rough. And you've got to feel for the likes of Messi as well. These superstars, Ronaldo, that had the opportunity to shine, that didn't.
Anyways, dude, it's exciting to say the least. We'll keep you updated right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. That's if Graham's heart survives
I don't know
this
if it will,
FIFA
man.
2018 World Cup.
I'm gonna. Can you give my heart a warning there, just to calm down?
Calm down, Graham Richards.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says as South Africa continues to play an integral part in the Southern African Customs Union, unity remains important amongst member states. South Africa, Botswana, Swaziland, Lesotho and Namibia form part of the union, which meets annually to look at ways of making trade easier between member states. SASSA says it is aware that some users have experienced glitches with their new cards and has called on beneficiaries to apply for new cards as the existing ones will not be usable after the 30th of September. Those still experiencing difficulties have been urged to contact them. On the international front, the government of the DRC has decided to allow oil exploration in two protected wildlife parks, Virunga and Salonga, which are home to bush elephants and the critically endangered mountain gorillas. The move is being strongly opposed by environmental activists. And then finally, plans to erect a memorial in honor of the passengers and crew of missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 were shelved by Australia yesterday after protests by relatives of the victims. The relatives have said that they did not wish to have such a memorial before the jet was located. Well, that was your 6:30 news update. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Just touching on those headlines, the World Cup round of 16 got underway this weekend as Russia beat Spain 4-3 on penalties, France down to Argentina 4-3 in regular time, while Uruguay edged out Portugal 2-1. Today, Brazil will take on Mexico, while Belgium face Japan. Then on to rugby following the international break. Not a great weekend in Super Rugby for the local franchises as it returned with the Sharks beating the Lions 31-24, the Sunwolves beating the Bulls by 42 points to 37, and the Stormers losing out to the Jaguares at 25-14. And it's been brewing for a while. Red Bull's Max Verstappen finally won his first Grand Prix of the season as he crossed the line first at the Austrian Grand Prix yesterday. And in tennis, two-time Wimbledon champion Andy Murray withdrew from the grass tournament yesterday, a day before SW19 gets underway. More on all of those stories on the top of the hour.
Right, let's quickly take a first look at what's happening out on the roads. It's nice and early on your Monday morning, and a couple of incidents that you just need to be aware of. In the Western Cape, in Cape Town, there's an accident on the R300 southbound, and that's before Old Paarl Road, blocking the left lane, causing some delays. There's also an accident on the N1 inbound, and that's at Cecilia Street, blocking the left lane, and on the N2 inbound, and that's before Bunga Avenue, there's a blocking of the emergency lane. So please just be aware of that and make sure that you follow those alternative routes and try and avoid those areas just for the time being as well. We'll keep you updated with regards to your traffic throughout the course of your morning. Right now, though, let's take another look at your temperatures.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Well, after a weekend of some beautiful rain down in the Western Cape, we can look forward to ice-cold temperatures going into your Monday, freezing below zero temperatures for most parts of the country as well. But further weather warnings have been issued for this week as that cold front now moves eastwards. Localized flooding and disruptive snowfalls over the high ground areas are expected for the southwestern region. Then for the Eastern Cape, they've been warned of gale force winds today and also veld fire conditions. And the northeastern region can experience severe frost this morning, while the Northern Cape can see some light snow as well. Now let's get into your temperatures. Polokwane 3 minimum reaching a high of 23, Mbombela 7:30, Pretoria 0 this morning with a maximum 20, Johannesburg -3, 16, Mahikeng -3 and 16 as well, Klerksdorp -4 this morning reaching a high of 14 degrees, Kimberley -3, 11, Bloemfontein -7 this morning, staying cold with a maximum 10 degrees, Richards Bay 15, 27, Pietermaritzburg 5, 23, Durban 14, 24, Mthatha starting off on 2 minimum reaching a high of 16, East London 8 and a high of 17, Cradock -4 with a high of 12, Port Elizabeth 8, 16, George 6, 13, Sutherland very, very cold -10 this morning with a maximum of only 1 degree, Cape Town 9, 13, Worcester -2, 7, Springbok -1 and a high of 8, and Uppington starting off on a -4 reaching a maximum of only 11 degrees Celsius. So definitely very, very cold across most parts of the country. Stay warm, South Africa, stay warm. We'll keep you updated with those temperatures. I'm back in a half an hour's time just after 7.
Oh man, just when I thought my poor heart couldn't take any more excitement, boom, we dropped the M10 Boza campaign on you. Just a few weeks ago, the official team sponsor of the Springboks, MTN, opened the doors to the public in a search to find the ultimate boza, who they think is the biggest book fan ever. And man, did we have some unbelievable entrants. That lucky hopeful will get a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to actually travel with the books for an entire year and bring South Africa exclusive content and access to the Springbok team like we have never seen before.
Exactly. Well, after hundreds of entries, 3 lucky finalists have been selected, and now it is up to you to vote for just one. That's going to be a tough one. Plus, when you vote, you stand a chance of winning one of 3 MTN Springbok rugby jerseys. So get your vote in before July the 5th on MTN Call Up Mobi site, or rather .mobi site, and of course make sure to include hashtag Expresso Show in your entry when you sign up. But first, let's meet the very first finalist. His name is Quinton.
When South Africa called, I answered. I'm Quinton, your first finalist to be your MTN Boza for the Springboks.
We are on our way to the Carlton Centre where some of the Boks will meet the fans. Alright guys, we're at Carlton Centre. As you can see today, it's meeting the Bok. So if you're a Bok fan, make your way down to Carlton Centre.
It's just insane. Boks is on their way and it's going to be fun.
That you get used to? Morning guys, usually I'm not that kind of person that wants to wake up this early, but today is special. Today I'm getting the opportunity of having breakfast with Coach Rassie.
First time for me attending a press conference where they announced the Bok team.
How do you feel making your debut this meeting? I've got Mr. Warren Whiteley with me. Guys, we've got some Bok supporters here at St. Stephen's College. Guys, we've got 2 tickets we're going to give away. We need to go to the game this Saturday.
I'm going, absolutely.
Burgers or pizza? Definitely pizza.
We're on our way to Alice Park. It's the captain's run this morning.
They're busy with the captain's run. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to show you some footage of that. But I'm going to try and get some behind the scenes of the other boys who's not playing tomorrow.
It takes fun. I'm on a joke. I'm on a joke.
Oh! What does it feel like scoring your first test try for the Boks? The interesting fact is, during the week you are actually a dentist.
Exactly. You know what I actually do? I make people smile, eh?
Baie my Suid-Afrika se eie Chuck Norris. Okay, rooi of geel? Geel. Favorite song?
Dancer, Flow Rider.
It is day 4, it's game day, and what a day this is going to be.
Once in a lifetime experience, just hearing all the traditions that the Boks have is unbelievable.
Lucanio Am became Bok number 892. Now that number will be awarded to him.
Still a couple of hours till kickoff. As you can see at the back, the people are starting to stream in.
Tell me, are you excited about today? I'm really excited!
First half is done, and what a first half it's been. End of the first test, and what an amazing game that was. 1-0 to the Boks, and this is what test rugby is all about.
I'm happy that the Boks answered the call. Looking forward to the rest of the series. All I want to do now is just say thank you to MTN and thank you to SA Rugby for allowing me to do this.
Just change it. Quinton, well done, buddy. We're going to have to fit Quinton's hair in there.
I know. Quinton's hair was holding up the whole time.
But he is off to a flying start. Well done, 100. buddy. And of course, you can vote for your favorite, one of those 3 finalists, mtncallup.mobi. And you can also put yourself in line to win one of those 3 Springbok jerseys.
So exciting.
What an exciting competition indeed, man. And yeah, we're taking a quick break, a moment in between, if you will. When we come back, we're going to be taking you inside some of South Africa's coolest offices. And we'll be doing it from here. I think one of the coolest offices, the Expresso studio this morning. So stick around for that. And then we're also going to get to know our performer this morning, 13-year-old Talita. There she is, looking ready. She's sound checked already and sounding absolutely amazing. Perfect way to start your Monday morning. Make sure you stay right where you are.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you. It's your Monday morning. It's a chilly one at that. Hope you're staying nice and cozy. But we're keeping things cozy in your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning with your entertainment news.
Yeah.
Is it cozy news?
It's, you can say that.
Okay.
Because, you know what, ever since revealing that she is a Sangoma back in 2016, Boity Tulo has been unapologetic about her spirituality. Now, speaking as a guest alongside Gogo Dineo Mdlanzi on a Metro FM's Fresh Breakfast, the media personality revealed that Boity and Gogo Boitumelo are two different people. She says, for me, it's very important for people to understand that Boity is my work. That's my workspace, regardless of me being a celebrity. That's still my job, she says. Boitumelo Tulo is who I am. That's my personal life, another life. As much as I've shown people both sides, it was to share that, or rather it was to share as much as possible, but that you can be both. You can be two different people and, you know, whatever. Boity is just a job, she says. There's no conflict as long as you know how to separate the two, she explained. She also mentioned that the journey of becoming a Sangoma was very scary for her, but she says with the right people by her side, it all went well. She says it's slightly scary because you've got a lot of questions and you also ask yourself, am I supposed to be really being here? And she says, am I doing the right thing with something? She asked herself quite a bit. But she says it's very important to surround yourself with people who are going to guide you wholeheartedly, truthfully, and authentically. She says it wasn't hard, but it was daunting because it was a long journey. So I think that that's quite interesting. But like that's the thing with all of us. We all have a work persona.
And then we have
we've got a home persona. You can't really bring the two together.
She's taking it to another level though.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Two complete different worlds.
Sure. Well, well done. Own that, girl. Own it.
That. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you very much. We'll get into your international side of things a little bit later on. Right now, though, we promised you we're going to take you inside some of South Africa's coolest offices. Now, imagine walking in to your work every day. You've got a cafeteria waiting for you. There's a tree house. There's a boardroom. And there's some other mind-boggling things as well. But, I mean, that's what you can expect from some of the coolest offices in South Africa. And for the guys at Missing Link, they get to experience this every single day, helping them turn small ideas into large ones. Take a look.
Imagine coming to work in an office that has a tree house, a fireman's pole, a shooting range, and yes, even a tattoo parlor. Now, we've showed you some pretty cool workspaces in the past, but I must say, the Missing Link office takes cool to a whole new level.
Their motto is that they're the business version of Spielberg, only sexier. Like the great filmmaker, they've done things their way. They get the job done, and don't forget to have fun while doing it.
Don, what kind of work do you do at the Missing Link?
So Missing Link works on the design and dissemination of strategy. So what that means is we help companies, big and small, design their strategy, the business strategy and parts of that, and then we help them disseminate that through building presentation content, conferences, roadshows, training leaders and speakers to then share that message throughout the business and with their clients and the rest of it.
And how would you say this office space ties into the work that you do?
So I want to come to a place every day that's not bad. You want to go to a place that is exciting, that people enjoy coming to, but more importantly, we actually want to come to a place where our customers want to come to. So we often have customers coming and having meetings with their suppliers and other people that doesn't even include us sometimes in the office, purely just because it's a cool and different space to be. And that's what we want this space to be.
Can you talk to me about the inspiration behind the design?
Most of the space is actually inspired by need, and then the design is inspired by the team. So we've got the Cubeplex up there. It's inspired by a lot of our favorite movies. It's an open space. It can get quite, you know, there's music playing all the time. There's people walking around shouting. Sometimes we burst out into song when people walk through the door, because why not? So it can get a bit rowdy when you want to get stuff done. So that's why we created certain spaces to help the guys do that.
What would you say are some of your favorite features in the office and why?
I really like the man cave. Our head of strategy, Donovan, he's a big supporter of South African rugby and South African sports, and he brews his own beer, so we thought we'd create a little space that he can feel quite comfortable in when he's at the office. I also really like Missing Ink. It's where we get tattoo artists and we get masseuses and barbers and all the rest of coming in and doing things with inking some of our customers and some of our staff, so I think it's pretty special. And I'm also a big fan of the tree houses. There's not many people who have tree houses in offices. It's also a cool space just to get away, to get some work done, and we use it as meeting room and things like like that. And it's just different spaces that are not just fun, but they're also very functional for us.
We all know the workspace can get a bit stressful at times, and what better way to blow off some steam than with a good old sparring session.
It's a Design by Us approach that's revealed amazing creativity among the staff.
Taryn, I must ask you, how is it like working in such an unconventional, colourful, playful working space?
It takes a bit of time to get used to with all the music and the, everything happening here. But yeah, it's quite easy to, zone out and do the work.
And what would you say is your favourite space or feature in this office?
Sure, it's quite difficult because there's so many really fun different areas, but definitely my office space. So this bathroom space. Kind of played it up with a little bit more girly, and so it's almost like this little pin-up kind of pop of pink bathroom space.
If you could add one more feature in this office, what would it be and why?
Sure, it would be really cool to have a cute little tiki bar or something upstairs, maybe doing some mocktails for the clients. That would be really cool to see.
Josh, how you doing, mate?
Yo, what's up, man?
Good, good. Josh, how long have you been working at Missing Link for?
I literally started this year. Me and my friend had the privilege of coming through for an internship last year, so yeah, it's been dope.
And what was your reaction the first time you stepped in here?
Honestly speaking, it was shocking. It was like, I struggled to even believe that this is an office, and it was really, I was just in awe of everything, yeah.
And for you, what's the best part of this office?
I think my favorite feature would definitely, without a doubt, have to be the sliding pole. We have a fireman pole that we slide down. It's the quickest way to get down to my desk, and essentially it's coming from the top where everything goes down, so yeah.
What do you enjoy most about working in such an unconventional office space?
Most definitely the culture. We're so diverse, there's a lot of different personalities, and just how much you continue to learn every day.
I'm sure Alfred Hitchcock would have never imagined that one of his most famous scenes would end up as a workspace.
Yeah.
Look, how you doing?
Cool, thanks to you, man.
Why are you isolating yourself in here, and what is this room all about, actually?
We call it the Qplex. We've got 4 of them, and basically, when you find yourself in an office like this, it's really rad when it's rad, But when you need to focus and start working, it can become a little bit distracting. So we built these 4 little Qplexes with the idea that you can come sit here, close yourself in, and guys know, if you in here, don't disturb you. This is the Psycho one. Next door we've got the office space, which is old school office, people would generally expect the office to look like. We've got Boondock Saints, which is quite rad as well. And the one at the end there is the Shawshank Redemption, so it's got the jail cell with the toilets and stuff like that. It's quite rad.
What would you say is your most favorite feature of the Missing Link office?
Most of the time it would be our shooting range, but the closer we get to lunchtime, probably the kitchen, hey?
What I enjoyed most about this office is how different and how unique everything is, as well as the playful culture amongst employees. One thing for sure is that a lot of offices and workspaces can definitely tear a page out of this book.
That's crazy, man. I've had so many mates work at Missing Link. That is insane. What a small world. What an inspiring place. Well, hopefully, for our young performer, Talita, this is going to be your inspiring creative workspace. Talita, how are you doing, first of all?
I'm fine, thank you. Just a bit cold and freezing outside.
It is, man. Winter is here, so we're going to warm you up with a game of rapid fire. Have you studied for this test? You can't study. There was a trick question. It was a trick question. But it's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. It's going to be hectic. So are you up for it? Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
You look, I can see the fire in your eyes. All right, so we're going to start with the first of our questions. We're going to try and get through as many as we can. So I want you to be as fast and as honest as you can. That's important. All right. In 3, 2, 1, let's kick it off. Would you visit the beach or explore the jungle?
Visit the beach.
SpongeBob or Patrick?
SpongeBob.
Ice cream or cake?
Ice cream.
Favorite subject at school?
Mathematics.
Ooh. Justin Bieber or One Direction?
One Direction.
Wonder Woman or Captain America?
Wonder Woman.
Would you ever skip school to see your favorite singer live at a concert? Be honest.
Yes, I would.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Who's your favorite teacher?
Mr. Smith.
That might get you into trouble. Summer or winter? I'm guessing summer. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Movies or books?
Books.
Who's your favorite singer?
Whitney Houston.
Awesome. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Fruits or vegetables?
Vegetables.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
And I'm going to sneak one last one in here because I'm keen to know. What's your most used emoji?
The happy face or the love one.
The love one.
heart
Oh,
one.
man, I'm giving you the love emoji right now. Smashed it. Out of the park, over
Thank
20
you.
questions. That was really, really, really good, man.
Thank you.
On the money. You know what? That was a head girl performance right there. Congratulations. That's an awesome
Thank you very
achievement. How do you keep that balance? Because we've seen you before, obviously, performing, and you really are a pro. And I know you've got this wonderful natural ability, but you just seem so focused on honing that skill and putting a lot of time in. Which is more important? Do you have that kind of priority where your school is the most important, you've got to focus on that, or the singing, or is it all one and the same thing?
For me, it's just when I get home, it's schoolwork, homework, before anything else. Because education, it's for me, it comes first for me. Otherwise, I'm gonna think later about the singing or something like that, or other stuff.
Is it hard? I mean, school is tough enough as it is. Do you sing while you're studying? Because that must be there. You're excited about singing. Is that there like the whole time? Are you thinking about it? Or are you able to kind of put that aside and say, okay, now's the time for me to focus on other things?
Actually, I don't think much of singing when I'm doing my schoolwork or homework. Because if I'm doing one thing, I'm just focused on what I'm doing now and not what I'm going to do later. So actually, I'm just like doing something and I'm focused when I'm doing my homework or schoolwork besides my singing. So otherwise, it's singing.
Man, you are going to be blown away when you hear Talita sing. She is absolutely phenomenal. And I can understand why you've taken Whitney as your kind of person who inspires you this morning. But she's going to inspire you guys at home, so stay tuned for that. Well done, and congrats again on the head girl thing. I know
Thank
it is
you.
really, really special for you.
Thank
so
you very
well
much.
done.
Oh, hi.
We're just comparing. We are twinning today.
I know, we
Eh?
just realized that.
Look
So
at
cool.
that. Eh?
Nice.
Very cool. Listen,
Well
yeah,
done.
we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. I hope you're keeping nice and warm wherever you are. We're going to unpack in our tech news this morning what the internet landscape looked like in South Africa.
100%.
Yeah.
And then, like Graham said, you were never ready for this young girl. Talita is going to perform for us after the break, and her voice, oh my gosh,
Brilliant.
your mind will be blown. All that more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Who wore it better?
We're
Who?
actually gonna...
I'm not a stranger to the dark. We'll hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Time to have a laugh. Why? Because I'm just looking cat all over the place. This is where we track what's been trending on our timelines to hopefully bring a smile to your life. A bit of laughter on this Monday morning. Guys, what have we got on the cards?
Man, I love this new challenge that's out there on the interwebs. The What the Fluff Challenge, all right? So this basically involves owners doing this disappearing magic trick for their dogs.
Oh, shame.
But one guy took it a step further with his cat, and he freaks out completely. He's like...
Where's my human?
Where's my human? Why?
I should,
my goodness.
I'm going to so do that with my pets.
Are you?
At home. I am. I should try it out and see what they do.
Well, you know, we've all had those moments where we've lost something and you've completely dreaded it, like your car keys or your favorite, your car. Well, we captured a video, or rather there is a video trending online of a cat that, realized that in terror that it couldn't find his toy and of course it's just lost its mind. Like, what is going, where is it?
It wasn't there and then it
Now
wasn't.
This video has been viewed 500,000 times and 20,000 comments so far. That moment.
We've all been there, man. We've all been there. It's rough, man. Let's round it off with something quite interesting. We're going to actually call it a day, because once the cat has lost its car keys, that's when we have to just call it a day. You can let us know which hashtag video or story has caught your attention this morning. Maybe you want to post a video of you freaking out your poor pet by disappearing. Hit us up on our Facebook page or on Twitter. @Expresso Show is the handle to use. Now, you can stay online to tell us what you think about this incredible performance, kicking off our Feel Good Monday with some music from a 13-year-old singer. Just 13 years old, she's already achieved so much. She's a singer-songwriter from Atlantis in the Western Cape and starting a music career at the tender age of 9. We've had her on the show before. She has shared the stage with various industry heavyweights like Emo Adams, Karen Korkia, and a host of other absolute superstars, and still manages to hold her own. She is back on our Expresso stage performing This Is Me from The Greatest Showman.
Yes.
A stranger to the dark, or hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, we don't want to love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. Sharpest words wanna cut me down. I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. I'm gonna send a flag, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. Look out, 'cause here I come.
how many cameras were on you right there? Never mind the studio cameras, but every single person in here has their phones on. I think you went live across the land there on every platform. That was awesome.
Thank you very much.
Her. That was superb. You can let us know what you thought about that performance on our social media platforms.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says as South Africa continues to play an integral part in the Southern African Customs Union, unity remains important amongst member states. He was speaking yesterday on the sidelines of the 6th annual SACU summit in Gaborone, Botswana. The 5 countries, South Africa, Botswana, Swaziland, Lesotho and Namibia, will form part of the union, meet annually to look at ways of making trade easier between member states. Botswana currently chairs the oldest customs union in the world, spanning more than a century. The South African Social Security Agency, known as SASSA, says it is aware that some users have experienced glitches with their new cards. This after SASSA's new cardholders raised concerns about not being able to access their money yesterday. The agency has called on beneficiaries to apply for new cards, as the existing ones will not be usable after the 30th of September. The new cards are said to enable recipients to withdraw money at selected post offices, SASSA PayPoints and SASSA offices. SASSA spokesperson Paseka Letsatsi urged those still experiencing difficulties to contact them. Now moving further abroad, the government of the Democratic Republic of the Congo has decided to allow oil exploration in 2 protected wildlife parks, Virunga and Salonga. The move is being strongly opposed by environmental activists who say drilling would place wildlife at risk and contribute to global warming. The parks are home to bush elephants, the critically endangered mountain gorillas and the bonobo, an endangered ape. Both parks are UNESCO World Heritage Sites, with Salonga National Park covering 36,000 square meters of the Congo Basin, the world's 2nd largest rainforest after the Amazon. And then finally, plans to erect a memorial in honor of the passengers and crew of missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 were shelved by Australia yesterday after protests by relatives of the victims. The relatives say they did not wish to have such a memorial before the jet was located. The final resting place of the Boeing 777, which had 239 people on board when it disappeared en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing in March 2014, is still unknown, despite 2 massive underwater searches off Australia's west coast. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Let's kick it off in Russia, where the World Cup round of 16 got underway over the weekend, and it saw Argentina, Portugal, Spain and Denmark all crashing out of the competition. Host nation Russia kept their campaign alive, beating Spain 4-3 on penalties after extra time finished at 1 apiece. Elsewhere, France beat Argentina 4-3 in regular time. Uruguay edged out Portugal 2-1, while Croatia beat Denmark 3-2 on penalties as well. Then in action today, it's Brazil up against Mexico and Belgium are up against Japan. Then on to rugby. Following the international break, Super Rugby returned this weekend. Not a great weekend for the local franchises, as the Lions, Bulls and Stormers all fell to away defeats. At Kings Park Stadium in Durbs, the Sharks, they won their 6th game of the season as they saw out a 31-24 win over the conference leading Lions. In other results, the Sunwolves beat the Bulls by 42 points to 37. The Jaguares, they saw out a 25-14 win over the Stormers. Then on to Formula One. It's been brewing for a while. Red Bull's Max Verstappen has won his first Grand Prix of the season, crossing the line first at the Austrian Grand Prix yesterday. In an incident-filled race where Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas didn't finish, Verstappen took the checkered flag with Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen second and Sebastian Vettel in third. So up next on the F1 calendar, we move to Silverstone for the iconic British Grand Prix. Then finally, staying in the UK, 2-time Wimbledon champion Andy Murray withdrew from the grass tournament yesterday, a day before SW19 gets underway. Making his return to the court last month, Murray's injury, which has seen him out of action since Wimbledon, his quarterfinal loss to Sam Querrey last year. Of course, without Murray, Wimbledon gets underway today with South Africa's Kevin Anderson set to take to the court against Norbert Gombos, and that is going to be at 3:45 SA time. That's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get a traffic update.
Thank you, Graham. Yes, let's quickly take another look at your roads. It's nice and early on your Monday morning. Starting off in Gauteng and Parktown, there's been an accident on the M1 northbound, and that's near Jan Smuts, slowing down traffic. And over in the Western Cape in Steenberg, there have been reports of protests closing Military Road, and that's between Allenby Drive and Flora Road. Just be aware of that as well. But that's where I leave your traffic for now. We will keep you updated throughout the course of your Monday morning. Right now, though, let's get into your weather.
Turning air into pristine, clean drinking water. Cirrus Water, the future of sustainable drinking water.
Let's take another look at your weather and your temperatures. And after a weekend of some beautiful rain and near freezing temperatures, further warnings have been issued for this week ahead. As the cold front moves now eastwards, localized flooding and disruptive snowfalls over the high ground areas are expected. And that's for the southwestern region. Then for the Eastern Cape, have been warned of gale force winds and also felt fire conditions. And the northeastern region can experience severe frost this morning, while the Northern Cape can see some light snow. Of course, very, very cold across the majority of South Africa. Let's get into your temperatures. Starting off with Polokwane, 3 minimum and your maximum 23. Mbombela 7 this morning, but still a hot day expected, 30 degrees later on. Pretoria 0 this morning minimum with the maximum 20. Johannesburg -3, 16. Mahikeng -3 and 16 as well. Klerksdorp -4 with a maximum of 14. Kimberley -3 with a cold 11 degrees maximum. Bloemfontein very, very cold today, starting off on -7, reaching a maximum of 10 degrees. Richards Bay 15, 27. Pietermaritzburg 5, 23. Durban starting off on 14 with a mild maximum of 24. Mthatha 2, 16. East London 8, 17. Cradock also very cold, -4 with a maximum 12. Port Elizabeth 8, 16. George 6 and a high of 13. Sutherland freezing cold this morning, -10 as your minimum with a maximum of only 1 degree and snow expected. Cape Town 9, 13. Worcester -2, 7. Springbok -1 and a high of 8 degrees. And Uppington on -4, reaching a high of 11 degrees Celsius. Very cold across the majority of South Africa. Please keep warm. We'll bring you another update in half an hour's time on those temperatures just after 7:30.
So Rian, I hope you're ready, buddy. I hope you're ready for the challenge.
Born ready.
You're undoubtedly one of the most motivated, inspiring guys, never mind in the fitness field, but that we've ever had on the show. So I know you're going to approach this with gusto, that you're going to smash this.
Absolutely.
Hashtag Dip Oma. We've seen some major stars, celebrities, fitness specialities. We've seen so many different spins on the Dip Oma. I mean, how many Omars do you reckon you've dipped in your life?
A lot. I love Omar. Woo! When I said Omar, I said yes.
I said yes.
Yeah.
And I am here. So I'm hoping you've got a very special, your own dip, something that is trademark, Rian.
I actually do. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever dipped a Omar rusk, on top of a mountain?
I haven't, man.
Haven't?
I'm going to show you. I haven't.
This is some, it takes some right technique. Now. So first you need the mountain.
Boom.
Oh. And then you need Omar rusk. So we're going to have the mountain, the Omar rusk, and then the mountain dip. There we go.
Yeah. It's the mountain dip, all right? Mine would be more the Signal Hill dip. Mine would be the Signal Hill. Boom.
Is that the way to dip it?
That is the way to dip it, and you just smash then the rusk in your mouth. Ah, that is awesome, dude. I knew we could expect something special from you, and we've got it. Just show us. Give us another one there.
It's so nice I do it twice.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
I have checked those guns are on safety this morning. How do you dip an Omar this morning? Let us know on our social media platforms. Hashtag Dip a Omar, hashtag Expresso Show. Let us know how you would dip a Omar. Maybe like me, you'd be dipping it on a gentle rise, not so much a mountain. Boom.
Dip a mountain.
That gun's that.
Oh, yeah.
Cozy up this winter and dip a Omar.
Absolutely love it. Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're going to take a look at how South Africans connect with the internet. And then we need to head to the kitchen. Why? Because it's freezing in South Africa and we need to make a delicious winter warmer recipe. It is a yummy chicken pie. All that more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
This Saturday evening on Top Billing, Princess Michael of Kent meets some odd siblings.
Where in the world will you see an elephant a rhino and a dog in one family.
Bull strongman Pierre Skuman weds Sharissa Rue, while in Italy...
Join me, Ayanda Tabete, as I take over Genoa, the people, the spaces, the culture, as well as the food.
That's Saturday at 6 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Time for a very revealing and very interesting chat as we move into our Tech Daily Update. So recently, Stats SA released their latest general household survey, which always throws some interesting revelations out there, and it revealed that a very small number of South African households have internet at home, the lowest being 2.2% in Limpopo. Now, the survey also revealed that 61.8% of households have at least one family member who has access to the internet. And clearly, South Africans are connecting in a variety of different ways. But here to unpack exactly what this all means in this world is tech journalist Brian Smith. Brian, welcome back. This is really interesting to me. I mean, Stats SA always kind of have some really interesting takes on where South Africa is, which is, I suppose, the whole point of it. But this in particular, what is happening to fixed landlines and ADSL at home? Is this a massive drop? What does this all mean?
It's not a massive once-off drop, but it's something we can definitely call the slow death of ADSL.
The decline.
The decline, as things go. What the stats do reveal is that on average we see a yearly decrease in the number of ADSL fixed line subscribers by about 1.69%. So what that essentially means is that South Africans are relying far less on the likes of ADSL and fixed line rentals and instead migrating to different connectivity mediums such as fiber to the home or more generally mobile internet.
I was going to say obviously mobile, and that's an African thing, is we are seeing a massive mushroom. People live through their smartphones on the continent. Is fiber killing ADSL? Is that what's going on here, do you think?
Not quite. Fiber is growing steadily year on year, but unfortunately that's growing on a very small base. Of course, the costs and delays with implementing fiber infrastructure are a major obstacle.
It's a premium, yo, yeah.
Definitely.
Mobile data has it become easier, less expensive? I know we talk about this a lot. It's been a massive debate that rages on the fact that we as South Africans pay so much for our data. We don't use it all and then it gets taken back away from us with some novel ideas. Where do we stand where it comes to mobile data at the moment?
Mobile data is generally everyone's in South Africa's first point of entry to the internet, because naturally purchasing a smartphone is so much more cost effective than going out and buying a full-on computer or having to rent it or install a telecom line or an ADSL line to begin with. Now, of course, the interesting thing in South Africa is that you revealed earlier mobile data and mobile internet access is South Africa's port of call. We are what we call a mobile first nation, and that most South Africans are happy to communicate and access the internet through their mobile phone.
That is great. So what does this mean for the next? What should tech companies, service providers be gleaning from these rather interesting stats? Where are we headed?
They should implement strategies, essentially what are called mobile first. And what that essentially means is that websites and services should be focused to mobile devices first, and then all other devices, so we can put that in the category of tablets to laptops and desktop computers, secondly.
Becoming a lot more specialized. I know that we've seen a massive decline in tablets in general. Smartphones are just becoming too awesome. I wonder if you'll see more of these kind of smartphone to desktop kind of collaborations like we're seeing with Samsung. It's amazing, but I think bottom line, find yourself a good cafe with good free Wi-Fi. That's where it all begins and ends. Brian, thank you so much. Really, really interesting stuff. And of course, you can glean a little bit more about all of this on our social media platforms and connect with Brian Smith, SA, online at Brian Smith, SA as well. Ask him some questions. See if you can stump him. He really is a tome of all things tech.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Graham. Right now, we're getting back into some fitness on your Monday morning. Rian Barnard's still hanging out with us. We had a great workout earlier that left me a little bit out of breath, man. I won't lie.
That's great. It means it works.
It was good. I know it was because I was cold and not warmed up yet, but right now we are gearing up for a second session, brother, man. What's happening in this one?
Firstly, now you're ready for Monday.
Look, I hope so, man. After this one, even more so.
Lekker. Okay, so next up we're going to do some cardio, which you can also do on a small space.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the normal kicks.
Right.
This is basically like a kickboxing move. So this is good for the glutes and also for the hammies. So it's just a normal kick up as high as you can. And if you do these at least 20 a side, you're going to start feeling them and you're going to start getting your heart rate up. Also, it's going to burn some calories as high as possible. You stretch it, also a good stretch.
I can feel the hammy.
Yes, the hammy and loose. The hammy and the glutes. Okay, now we're going to go over to the side kicks. So it's just a normal a side leg raise, which is also good for the glutes. And
also activating the core right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Obliques as well. And also for your V-line. So this will help your V-line stand out. Now, you can go as fast as possible, but you can also try to keep it as steady as possible. Then you can turn your leg. Next one. Oh, yes.
Getting into the balance there, man, yeah.
Yeah, the balance, the core muscles, flex it. Okay, now we're going to go over to the sumo squat. So we open our legs up at least a meter, and then we slowly go down. We flex our abs, flex those glutes, those hammies, and then you squeeze up, and then you go down, and you squeeze up. And now...
So nice and slow.
Yes, nice and slow, but as soon as you're done...
Would you do time-based or rep-based? What would you suggest?
For me, I go rep-based. I don't go on time.
Okay.
Yeah, I make sure I do as many as possible, as good as possible.
Okay.
So each one I would basically score myself.
Yeah.
I've done that 9 out of 10. I can do 10 out of 10, so I'm going to do it even better. And then we can go over to the side kick. So you go and do a side kick as high as possible.
Okay, once again, get the inside of the leg.
Yes, inside of the leg.
So if you were going to put some pace into this, I mean, with the squats, the kicks, the side kicks, you're going to really get a good cardio workout with this one.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you go on for half an hour, with small breaks, this is going to definitely make you sweat, make you feel good.
Which is what we want,
Exercise, your lower body is going to be good for it.
Especially after this weekend, if it was cold in your parts of the area, I'm sure you would, like me, that completely overindulged. It's a great way to kick off the Monday. Urian, thank you so much, my brother, and lucky to see you, my friend.
Great to be here. May you have an awesome July. Make the best of every day and be yourself.
Hey, just be yourself. Some great ideas. Incorporate that into your next workout as well. And remember, hashtag summer bodies are made in winter. We're halfway through. Summer's actually just around the corner.
Yay!
Clearly, man, looking at those tops, man, summer must be right around the corner, man. Awesome, awesome stuff. So Don't let the outfits fool you. It was actually quite a chilly weekend. In fact, it was freezing, let's be honest here, right across the land, certainly here in the Cape. So we thought we would cook up a winter warmer recipe just for you guys at home, or at least Lee's going to make it. We're going to be making a delicious Be Well chicken pie, yo. Nothing quite like a chicken pie, piping hot, fresh from the oven on those cold winter nights. It's the ultimate comfort food, yes?
Yes, sir.
Has to be. So our recipe is going to feature the Be Well canola, thick and creamy mayo. Awesome for a more refined taste. Delicious, rich, creamy, some subtle flavors that don't overpower the flavors of the food itself, which is great and makes it great for an addition to salads, wraps, making dipping sauces, and of course, in this kind of baking concoction. And of course, very high in omega-3 and vegan friendly. Obviously, we're going to mix it with a few things here. So this isn't a vegan recipe, but it's also gluten and dairy free.
Nice.
So it's ticking a lot of boxes, beautiful stuff. Exactly. We're also going to use our lemon flavored.
Our zesty lemon flavor canola oil, which is very cool.
So Lee, take us through the paces. I mean, chicken pie is amazing. We've been smelling this as we walked into studio this morning. I mean, you were here all night baking this.
Listen, I've been working hard. Like when you guys got here, I've been cooking this whole time. All right, so we've got a cup of onions. We're going to saute our onions and our leeks together, a cup of onion and leeks. And this you can do for about 5 minutes.
I love leeks. I absolutely love it. They actually, they have quite a buttery taste and texture.
I know.
Which is nice to balance out the onion. Really, really is beautiful. Yeah, and they caramelize beautifully as well.
Very, very nice. Yeah, okay, so once you have sauteed that for about 5 minutes, we're going to add our garlic. Continue that for another 2 minutes, just to make sure that all of the flavors infuse. We're building our flavors now.
Yeah, from the base up.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Then we're going to take 4 teaspoons of flour. So that this is our thickening agent right here, okay? So we're just going to spread that in nicely.
I'm just going to pop it right in there.
Just pop it in there. Are you smelling this?
I am.
Are you smelling? It's amazing. All right, that's 2, 3, and then last one.
I've gotten into like slow cooking big time in winter because it is a comfort thing. But when you bake something slowly and you pour your heart, your love into it, there is something really special about enjoying a meal like this. But it's
100%.
This is something that you can kind of get a lot of value out of because you, okay, granted, I could probably eat the whole thing in one sitting, but this really is a good value meal.
We're adding our chicken stock right now, just making sure we mix in that flour. You don't want any lumps in this, by the way. We're not about a lumpy chicken pie, okay? So nice and slow. There we go. Look at how beautiful and thick those two are, those few ingredients.
Like a chicken soup.
Then we're going to take our sour cream and we're going to pop that in there. Come on, sour cream, get in.
Nice.
And then, of course, the pièce de résistance, which is our canola thick and creamy mayonnaise.
Beautiful.
And this is a half a cup of this, which is going to add in. That's going to be our creamy agent in there.
Yeah. And also you're kind of juicing up the nutrients as well, which is great.
And then will you get that chicken for us? That's going to be our last ingredient that's going to go in here. Let me just mix this up. Pop it in there, G.
It's a lot of chicken, man.
It's a lot of chicken.
I want chicken too. No one gets left behind. I love that.
No one leaves the chicken behind.
This is roast chicken that we're putting in here, which is also going to carry a lot of its flavor.
And then finally, we're going to pop our parsley just for some green in there and some freshness.
A bit of bite. So the keyword here is Be Well, as one word, to 33728 if you'd like this ingredients list sent to you so you can get baking.
Nice. And are you going to prepare the pastry there?
I've been working. I came here early this morning.
I'm just adding salt and pepper to taste.
The pastry,
Flavor. Cool, and we're done.
Okay, so presumably because our chicken is pre-cooked, you don't have to cook that for a long time. It's just about getting all of those ingredients, the onions and the leeks, nice and soft, sautéed, get the flavors to infuse.
It's hot. It's really, really
hot. Are you all right there?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Are you just going to Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's a little bit hot.
Just do it. Just do it. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah. Please don't injure yourself. There we go. That's fine. That's lekker. Wow. And it really does smell spectacular.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to just smooth this guy out. So now what's going to happen? Does this just go on top?
You're going to pop that over the top, and then you're going to bake it for about 20 minutes at 180 degrees, and you are good to go. We've got some egg wash over here that we're going to put over the top, and it's going to make it delicious and golden brown.
Move that there.
Nice.
You can pinch off those and just do it.
Look at us.
Look at that.
Look at us, huh?
Oh, my word. And it does smell amazing. This is going to fill your house with such beautiful scents.
Exactly.
Make it beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, my
Now,
word.
keyword once again is be well. SMS that to 33728. We'll gladly send you this. And who knows, you could be cooking all the way to your man's heart, because that's what I'm doing. but I ain't got no man.
You have my heart already,
Aw,
man.
thanks,
That is
Genius.
beautiful. So we're going to see you after a very quick ad break. Everyone's invited over for pie. Everyone. Look at that. Hey, well done, man.
We'll be right back after the break.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, well done,
I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not
Gene.
going to ruin it.
Meet the top 10 finalists for Presenter Search on 3. From Johannesburg, Mosa Kaiser is an actress, radio host, and honors graduate from Wits University.
I work on radio because that is the fastest way to influence people. And I also want to change the world one interview at a time. Anything that's entertainment, that's Mosa Kaiser. It is Monday and I'm going to make sure that you start your week on a great note. People want to see me on television because I'm so lovable, I'm so warm, I'm your friend. You want to see me again, right? You don't want to drop that remote, you want to stay with me, right? Yeah, I'm your baby. Yes, 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 yes. And if I don't win this thing, then I'm going to be a rapper. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking now. Everybody's choking. How? His time's run now. Time's are over. That's reality. How I spend my moments in between a series, I hike, I box. I listen to my grandfather play the jazz. I do not like jazz music. I like my grandfather. Top 10. You kidding? I have one hidden talent. I can read into the future. You see, you right there. You're about to take a picture of me. There it is. Post it. @Mosa_Kaiser SA.
Catch Presenter Search on 3, Thursday nights at 8:30, and watch the top 10 compete to become one of 3 new presenters on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in for a very inspirational Monday morning. And we often highlight our Mandela Monday heroes. Well, being the month of July and being what would have been his centenary year, we are highlighting the incredible statesman every day. And of course, he was a man revered for his actions and what he meant to the country, but also for his words, some of the most powerful and empowering quotes, I think, as well. So every day we're going to be sharing some of those words of wisdom with you.
Absolutely. So this morning's words of wisdom from this absolute icon is the following. He said this once. He said, "What counts is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead." And I love that because it got me thinking as well about, you know, how you can uplift those around you. And a lot of times people think you have to do some grand gesture, you know, but it really starts with the small things. A simple good morning, hello, helping out where you can, respect, those kind of things. The small actions will translate into something bigger at the end of the day, which I love.
And that change starts within you. And I know it's a cliche we often throw out, but in Tata Mandela's case, he really did make the world and South Africa a better place and sets an example that we can all follow. So hopefully you will be inspired every day throughout the month of July as we celebrate the centenary year, or what would have been, for Tata Madiba.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says as South Africa continues to play an integral part in the South African Customs Union, unity remains important amongst member states. South Africa, Botswana, Swaziland, Lesotho and Namibia form part of the union, which meets annually to look at ways of making trade easier between member states. SASSA says it's aware that some users have experienced glitches with their new cards and has called on beneficiaries to apply for new cards as the existing ones will not be usable after the 30th of September. Those still experiencing difficulties have been urged to contact them. Now moving further abroad, the government of the DRC has decided to allow oil exploration in 2 protected wildlife parks, Virunga and Salonga, which are home to bush elephants and the critically endangered mountain gorillas. The move is being strongly opposed by environmental activists. And then finally, plans to erect a memorial in honor of the passengers and crew of missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 was shelved by Australia yesterday after protests by relatives of the victims. The relatives have said that they did not wish to have such a memorial before the jet was located. Well, that was your 7:30 news update. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Flying through those sporting headlines, the World Cup round of 16 got underway this weekend as Russia beat Spain 4-3 on penalties. France down to Argentina 4-3 in regular time, while Uruguay, they progressed, edging out Portugal 2-1. Today, Brazil take on Mexico and Belgium face Japan. Then on to rugby. Following the international break, Super Rugby returned this weekend where the Sharks beat the Lions 31-24. Sunwolves beat the Bulls by 42 points to 37, while the Stormers lost out to the Jaguares 25-14. And it's been brewing for a while in Formula One, but finally Red Bull's Max Verstappen has won his first Grand Prix of the season, crossing the line first at the Austrian Grand Prix yesterday. And in tennis, 2-time Wimbledon champion Andy Murray withdrew from the grass tournament yesterday, a day before SW19 gets underway. And that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get a traffic update.
Right, let's quickly take a look at what's happening out on the roads. Just one incident that you need to be aware of this morning right now. Western Cape Athlone, there's a stationary vehicle on the N2 that's inbound at Liesbeek Parkway that's obstructing the right lane and also causing some traffic and delays. Just be aware of that. So nothing else to further report on for the moment, but we will keep you updated throughout the course of the morning as to what's happening out on the roads.
Quality fuel, convenience and service with a smile. Whether it's to fuel up or stock up, Caltex, it's how you get there.
Well, let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures. And we had some great rain in the Western Cape over the past weekend as a result of that cold front. That cold front, though, is causing havoc with regards to the temperatures, bringing with us some snow to certain parts of the country and also icy cold temperatures to start off the week. I'll run you through. Polokwane, though, 3 minimum with the maximum 23. Still hot in Mwebela today on a 7 minimum, your maximum 30. Pretoria around 0 with a maximum 20. Johannesburg starting off on a cold -3, staying cool with a maximum 16. Mahikeng -3, 16 as well. Klerksdorp -4 and a high of 14. Kimberley -3, 11. Bloemfontein very cold, -7 with a maximum 10 degrees. Richards Bay 15, 27. Pietermaritzburg 5 and a high of 23 with some scattered showers expected. Durban 14, 24. Mthatha 2 and a high of 16. East London 8 and a high of 17. Cradock -4 and a high of 12 degrees. Port Elizabeth 8 and a high of 16. George 6, 13 with some rain expected. Sutherland can expect some snow for your Monday, -10 this morning, staying cold with a maximum of only 1. Stay warm, Sutherland. Cape Town 9, 13, also with some scattered showers expected still. Worcester -2 this morning with a cold maximum 7 degrees. Springbok -1, 8 and Uppington -4 and a high of 11 degrees. So definitely icy cold winter temperatures expected for this Monday. I'll keep you updated with another update heading your way in half an hour's time. Stick around.
Wow, the weather wreaking havoc this weekend. Now, I love the fact that our workspace, our studio, is the kind where you can chill, get a drink from Princess, my queen, stay connected to the world. But imagine walking into an office where you'd find a really cool cafeteria or even a tree house as a boardroom, among other mind-boggling spaces. While Missing Link employees get to experience this every day, helping them turn small ideas into big results.
Imagine coming to work in an office that has a tree house, a fireman's pole, a shooting range, and yes, even a tattoo parlor. Now, we've showed you some pretty cool workspaces in the past, but I must say, the Missing Link office takes cool to a whole new level.
Their motto is that they're the business version of Spielberg, only sexier. Like the great filmmaker, they've done things their way. They get the job done, and don't forget to have fun while doing it.
Don, what kind of work do you do at the Missing Link?
So Missing Link works on the design and dissemination of strategy. So what that means is we help companies, big and small, design their strategy, the business strategy and parts of that, and then we help them disseminate that through building presentation content, conferences, roadshows, training leaders and speakers to then share that message throughout the business and with their clients and the rest of it.
And how would you say this office space ties into the work that you do?
So I want to come to a place every day that's not bad. You want to go to a place that is exciting, that people enjoy coming to, but more importantly, we actually want to come to a place where our customers want to come to. So we often have customers coming and having meetings with their suppliers and other people that doesn't even include us sometimes in the office, purely just because it's a cool and different space to be. And that's what we want this space to be.
Can you talk to me about the inspiration behind the design?
Most of the space is actually inspired by need, and then the design is inspired by the team. So we've got the Cubeplex up there, it's inspired by a lot of our favorite movies. It's an open space. It can get quite, you know, there's music playing all the time, there's people walking around shouting. Sometimes we burst out into song when people walk through the door, because why not? So it can get a bit rowdy when you want to get stuff done. So that's why we created certain spaces to help the guys do that.
What would you say are some of your favorite features in the office and why?
I really like the man cave. Our head of strategy, Donovan, he's a big supporter of South African rugby and South African sports, and he brews his own beer, so we thought we'd create a little space that he can feel quite comfortable in when he's at the office. I also really like Missing Ink. It's where we get tattoo artists and we get masseuses and barbers and all the rest of it coming in and doing things with inking some of our customers and some of our staff, so I think it's pretty special. And I'm also a big fan of the tree houses. There's not many people who have tree houses in offices. It's also a cool space just to get away, to get some work done, and we use it as meeting room and things like that. And it's just different spaces that are not just fun, but they're also very functional for us.
We all know the workspace can get a bit stressful at times, and what better way to blow off some steam than with a good old sparring session?
It's a design by us approach that's revealed amazing creativity among the staff.
Taryn, I must ask you, how is it like working in such an unconventional, colourful, playful working space?
It takes a bit of time to get used to with all the music and the, everything happening here. But yeah, it's quite easy to, zone out and do the work.
And what would you say is your favourite space or feature in this office?
Sure, it's quite difficult because there's so many really fun different areas, but definitely my office space. So this bathroom space. Kind of played it up with a little bit more girly, and so it's almost like this little pin-up kind of pop of pink bathroom space.
If you could add one more feature in this office, what would it be and why?
Sure, it would be really cool to have a cute little tiki bar or something upstairs, maybe doing some mocktails for the clients. That would be really cool to see.
Josh, how you doing, man?
Yo, what's up, man?
Good, good. Josh, how long have you been working at Missing Link for?
I literally started this year. Me and my friend had the privilege of coming through for an internship last year, so yeah, it's been dope.
And what was your reaction the first time you stepped in here?
Honestly speaking, it was shocking. It was like, I struggled to even believe that this is an office, and it was really, I was just in awe of everything, yeah.
And for you, what's the best part of this office?
I think my favorite feature would definitely, without a doubt, have to be the sliding pole. We have a fireman pole that we slide down. It's the quickest way to get down to my desk, and essentially it's coming from the top where everything goes down, so yeah.
What do you enjoy most about working in such an unconventional office space?
Most definitely the culture. We're so diverse, there's a lot of different personalities, and just how much you continue to learn every day.
I'm sure Alfred Hitchcock would have never imagined that one of his most famous scenes would end up as a workspace.
Yeah.
Look, how you doing, man?
Cool, thanks to you, man.
Why are you isolating yourself in here, and what is this room all about, actually?
We call it the Cubeplex. We've got 4 of them, and basically, when you find yourself in an office like this, it's really rad when it's rad, But when you need to focus and start working, it can become a little bit distracting. So we built these 4 little Cubeplexes with the idea that you can come sit here, close yourself in, and guys know, if you in here, don't disturb you. This is the Psycho one. Next door we've got the office space, which is old school office, like people would generally expect the office to look like. We've got Boondock Saints, which is quite rad as well. And the one at the end there is the Shawshank Redemption, so it's got the jail cell with the toilets and stuff like that. It's quite rad.
What would you say is your most favorite feature of the Missing Link office?
Most of the time it would be our shooting range, but the closer we get to lunchtime, probably the kitchen, hey?
What I enjoyed most about this office is how different and how unique everything is, as well as the playful culture amongst employees. One thing for sure is that a lot of offices and workspaces can definitely tear a page out of this book.
That's cool. I also want a fire pole.
Hey!
Hey, how cool would that be?
We're on the 7th floor. Can we get one all the way down to ground? Don't have to wait for the elevator.
Would you actually go for it? Would you do it?
Live my best life.
I would live my best life. There goes Leanne. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're taking a look at a brilliant initiative. We know that plastic waste is a huge problem. Our poor oceans are swimming in plastic waste. But there's a new kind of initiative where they take plastic waste and they're turning that into sneakers. Hey, I love that.
Absolutely amazing. And then, of course, we showcased her just before this. She's only 13 years old, but her voice is absolutely amazing. Talita's going to perform for us once again after the break.
One, two, 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 two.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning and welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. If you have just joined us, a special good morning, warm welcome to you on this cold, cold morning, man.
Oh, it is so chilly.
-10 in Switzerland with a maximum only 1.
Wow.
Yella, how do you survive that? We're not European.
Cuddles. Cuddles and more cuddles. Talking about cuddling, Jennifer Lopez really loves her kids, and it seems like she is soon to become a momager, as she's been pushing her kids to achieve greatness, even if they believe the glitz and glam of Tinseltown isn't for them. Now, she posted a video on Instagram stories of herself and her daughter Emmy in a car on their way to publishers to discuss a possible book deal for the 10-year-old, because she's got so much to tell us all. She also told her daughter to show fans what her idea was, upon which Emmy flipped over a binder that had the words, "Lord help me," written on the cover. "Help me, my mom is Jennifer Lopez." Now, together with an animated picture of a girl on her knees in prayer. Some exciting news, of course, for her, and I think it's wonderful. You know, I think it's beautiful that it's not just pushing her in front of a TV screen, but saying, "Here, write something." You know, who knows? I mean, she might have had the most amazing life traveling around the world with her superstar mom. It is a story that's quite interesting.
Absolutely, and I love the fact you said that she's pushing her kids to kind of live that line. But I mean, if you're the kid of somebody like Jennifer Lopez, you're a big deal already.
You are a big deal, for sure. While some other people that are big deals, some exciting news from Tinseltown. Kaylee Cuoco, the star from The Big Bang Theory, tied the knot on Saturday with boyfriend Carl Cook. Now, Kaylee and Carl sealed the deal in San Diego with friends and family looking on. They married at a horse stable, and if you're wondering why, the two started dating after meeting at a horse show in 2016. Carl proposed 8 months ago on Kaylee's birthday. The couple were married by a friend of theirs who took an online course to get the credentials to officiate the wedding. That's a thing these days. Just a very quick note about new husband Carl. He is the son of a software billionaire, Scott Cook, and their family fortune is 3.1 billion
Lovely.
US dollars.
Lovely.
And I'll leave you with that. There we go.
Lovely.
Have a great day, everybody. Hope everything is amazing and works out for you. Wow, where do you find these people? I also want one.
Yeah, I also want one.
I also want one. Sure.
Well, congratulations. She's married. Hope you have a
is.
beautiful, happy life.
Now hold on to that man, girl.
You know what? That's a round of entertainment news. Let's leave it there. Thank you, Leanne.
So now, let's get real for a second here. Plastic was designed to last forever, but the reality is that most consumers, we only use most plastic items once. Now, recent studies indicate that at least 5 trillion pieces weighing over 250,000 tons are now floating in the world's oceans, obviously endangering our marine life and ultimately killing the planet. But one company has decided to make a difference, starting on their own doorstep.
The world is facing a plastic crisis, with an estimated 8 million tons of plastic entering the oceans every year. By 2025, this number is set to double. But today, Adidas South Africa is doing their bit to clean up at least one river here in Cape Town.
It's a typically pristine day in the mother city, and while all of the surface might look nice and beautiful, a couple of meters below from me, it's not so pretty. And that's why I've got my gloves on and my boots on, and I've joined Team Adidas today in an effort to clean out some of the plastic waste in the Swart Rivier. Lauren, it's quite inspiring to see a team of colleagues coming out to do something for the community and for the environment. And so why did Team Adidas decide to get down and dirty today and clean up this river?
Yeah, so we've got about 160 Adidas staff members from our Cape Town office down at the Swart Rivier in Observatory today. Our offices are a kilometre away from here, and I think for us it's important that we live our culture of sustainability. Globally, we've made some tremendous efforts in increasing that side of our business. It's becoming more and more increasingly important to us, and from a local point of view, it's important for us to do that too. And for us to come down and actually clean up the rivers in our surrounding areas, that's what's important, because these rivers feed the ocean. So whatever gets dumped in here lands up in the ocean. And as responsible citizens and humans of the planet, we need to look after the ocean, because without it, we will die.
Well, it looks like your hands are already dirty, so I need to get stuck in. Let's go.
Absolutely. Your gloves are very clean. Come on.
Adidas has a global collaboration with Parley for the Oceans, which sees plastic being intercepted before reaching the ocean and used in the manufacturing of Adidas Parley products. By the end of 2017, over 1 million pairs of Adidas shoes were made using Parley ocean plastic.
1 in every second breath we take comes from the oceans, and if we ruin our oceans, that means there's no breath for people to take, and that's the end of life as we know it. Apart from having oxygen to breathe for us, for future generations, we all love to swim in the sea. We love to go snorkeling. We want to do it without plastic around us.
And I've got 2 young children, and I want to make sure that the oceans and the world is a much better place for my kids when they're older, and for my grandchildren.
We want to eat fish out of the sea. We want our dolphins to live. There are just so many reasons to keep them clean. What we found in the river today was disgusting. A lot of plastic and so much polystyrene.
It was quite gross at times, but we found a jacket. Some poor fisherman has lost his jacket clearly.
Okay, well, what didn't we find in the river today? We found lighters galore, polystyrene, and even shoes, clothing. Yeah, really a lot of stuff in the river. It's just unreal how much gets dumped on the sides of our rivers here. What I'm doing in my daily life is I always say no to taking straws. There's just no point in actually taking a straw. I also always take bags with me to the shopping centres, so I don't have to take plastic bags. Really stay away from straws, stay away from plastic bottles, only use glass bottles. What I learned today is that I need to ask my butcher not to put meat in polystyrene anymore. So that's something I'm going to start doing ASAP.
We've got our own recycle bins at home, so we sort that, and we've got a guy that collects on a weekly basis where we live. So yeah, we're doing hopefully our bit in a small way.
Well, the saying goes, teamwork makes the dream work, and today Team Adidas has certainly proven that. Look at this. Bags and bags of plastic waste that would have otherwise made its way to our oceans. And at the end of the day, a clean riverbank not only makes it pretty for us to look at, but it's something that contributes to the health of the city. And I can't wait to see all of the beautiful Parley products that will be made from it. But you know what, at the end of the day, the responsibility to keep our oceans clean doesn't stop here. It continues every single day.
Knowing Kat, you would have spent a few hours cleaning his trainers after that, but great to see Kat and, of course, the brilliant Adidas team getting down and dirty for a very good cause. But it speaks to a much bigger narrative, and I'm joined this morning by Lauren Harkman, the Brand Communication and PR Manager from Adidas South Africa. You might have the coolest job ever, but it does call on you to do some pretty innovative and special things, because that's what the brand is all about. But let's talk about the bigger picture, because this is something quite groundbreaking. You have found a way to take waste plastic and turn it into shoes. What is going on with the world at the moment? No, this really is awesome. How does it work? I know it's probably quite technical, but if you could break it down for us, how does the process work?
Yeah, so morning, Graham. So we've collaborated with Parley for the Ocean since 2015. And what we found is that if we go in and intercept the plastic before it actually gets into the ocean, there's an innovative new process involved that we're able to actually turn it into a thread that's called Parley Ocean Plastic. And that thread is actually used to make, for example, my jacket that I'm wearing, or even the shoes, the Ultra Boost Parley shoes. So you're effectively taking from thread into thread in a brand new innovative way. And you know, by the end of 2017, we had produced over 1 million of those pairs of shoes using Parley Ocean Plastic, and the goal this year is 5 million.
I mean, it could spark an entirely new industry apart from anything else. I have to ask, how much plastic goes into the making of one pair of shoes?
Well, obviously men's and women's shoes are different sizes, but on average it's about 11 plastic bottles. So again, that sounds quite small in the bigger scheme of things, but when you actually look at over 1 million pairs of shoes last year to 5 million pairs this year, it really does make an impact to the environment when you think about how much virgin plastic we're not using in the production of these shoes.
Well, I think that's the crazy reality, is the fact that we use it once and then it gets cast off, and our waste management just can't handle that amount. You mentioned your top. Are you looking at other innovations, other ways of using? How much or how many products can you use the Parley plastic to make?
Yeah, so we started with footwear by the end of 2017, and since then it's grown. We've got it in swimming costumes. Parley Ocean Plastic is coming into T-shirts, socks, and obviously this is the brand new. It's just been launched overseas on World Oceans Day. This is the Parley ZNE hoodie. And it's currently available, and recently launched the Ultra Boost Parley. Yeah, so it's in all of our product, and as we grow in the technology and become more advanced in it, it starts to get integrated into more and more of our business.
It's not a simple thing, first of all, but it requires a financial investment and a change in the way that you are running an already very successful business model and operational model. Why? Why is this kind of sustainability so important?
Gosh, the stats are frightening. I think if you read the Parley website, or when you go and actually get a bit more research, you know, the environmentalists are predicting within 6 to 16 years the end of sea life as we know it, which is terrifying. Every second breath we take comes from the ocean. So if the ocean dies, we die. So for us as a corporate, plastic comes into everything that we do, and we need to ensure that we're not using virgin plastic. You can't, you know, plastic was designed to last a lifetime. For it to be used once and thrown away is incredibly irresponsible. So we would challenge other corporates, you know, even in the service industry. How do you package your containers and things like that, so that we're not using plastic once?
Yeah, well, corporates and consumers to buy with those conscious choices as well. You've also partnered with I Am Water. So this has obviously opened a floodgate, excuse the pun, but into a whole new space of sustainability. What is that program all about?
So we recently travelled to Los Angeles for World Oceans Day, and we took along Hanley Prinsloo, who's the co-founder of I Am Water Foundation. And it's an amazing initiative that's actually run locally in South Africa. She collaborates with her team to put on workshops at the beach, 2-day workshops for grade 7 learners. And her philosophy is, if you teach kids young about their responsibilities with the ocean and what the ocean actually, how it enhances their lives, you can have lifelong advocates. So it's all about education and awareness, and they're a perfect partner for us in South Africa to get that message out there and start from a young age to almost infiltrate this better way of living.
Change the culture. Yeah, change the culture at a grassroots level. Absolutely amazing stuff. Well done. This really is mind-blowing. From threat to threads, absolutely revolutionary, and I think fantastic to see one of the world's most loved brands already taking a step in the right direction, and doing so in style. By purchasing an Adidas Parley product, you can proudly aid in combating the global plastic crisis. And I urge you all to join the fight against plastic and start eliminating just one piece of plastic at a time, day to day. And it's amazing where we can take this. These are a little bit too small for me, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, they're beautiful, man. Look at that.
And they're also a woman's sneaker as well. But anyways, besides the point, amazing work that Adidas is doing. That. We just realized something though. The three of us are twinning.
Yay,
amazing. Come on, we're so on trend today. Talking about on trend, we're talking relationships today. What does it mean to be love bombed? Ooh. Dr. Eve is here and we're going to be talking about that after the break.
Should be interesting. And then this gorgeous young thing is going to be performing for us once again. Talita's in studio, only 13, with a powerful voice. Don't miss a performance after the break.
We're the backup dancers. Ow.
In Between with McAfee. See you after the break.
With a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand as first prize, Lancewood SA's #1 cream cheese is so close to crowning the nation's #1 cake. Recipes have been posted from every kitchen in the land. And come July 5th, celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Masaku will host the 3 finalists in a live cake-off on SABC3's Expresso morning show to decide who will bake it all the way to the Big Apple.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Ah, yes, good morning and welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. We know it. Every day, millions of people around the globe celebrate their birthdays. I'm not one of them, unfortunately, not yet. But it's time to take a look at who's celebrating their birthday and also share a very special wish to some of you at home as well.
So thank you for getting those birthday wishes in. But let's start with some famous faces. Let's kick it off. We know Lindsay Lohan. It is Lindsay Lohan.
Yes.
I know many of us thinking, like, is she still around? Is she still rocking it? She achieved so much fame so young. She was in The Parent Trap. Playing twins, boom, boom. But she is a fantastically talented actress, despite all of the drama that has gone on behind the scenes. Her breakout role, I think, was in Mean Girls. That's her in Mean Girls, where she was obviously has. It's one of the I didn't realize this, top 10 most quoted films ever.
Wow.
I don't even know one of those quotes.
Okay, me neither. But
the Mean Girls would have a field day with me. But happy birthday, Lindsay Lohan.
Happy birthday to Lindsay Lohan. And then we have another special birthday. Let's take a look. It's Akon Sithole. Hello, turning 11 today. Happy birthday, young man.
Rocking the blue steel, man.
Yes, yes,
Boom.
yes.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, brother. And there we have it. But if it's your birthday, please let us know. If it's maybe this week, you can send us a message on our social media pages at Expresso Show on Twitter. Just include a picture as well. And we'll very happily wish you a happy birthday.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says as South Africa continues to play an integral part in the Southern African Customs Union, unity remains important amongst member states. He was speaking yesterday on the sidelines of the 6th annual SACU Summit in Botswana. The 5 countries, South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Swaziland and Namibia, will form part of the union. They will meet annually to look at ways of making trade easier between member states. Botswana currently chairs the oldest customs union in the world, spanning more than a century. The South African Social Security Agency, known as SASSA, says it is aware that some users have experienced glitches with their new cards. This after SASSA's new cardholders raised concerns about not being able to access their money yesterday. The agency has called on beneficiaries to apply for new cards, as the existing ones will not be usable after the 30th of September. The new cards are set to enable recipients to withdraw money at selected post offices, SASSA pay points and SASSA offices. SASSA spokesperson Paseka Letsatsi urged those still experiencing difficulties to contact them. Now moving further abroad, the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo has decided to allow oil exploration in 2 protected wildlife parks, Virunga and Salonga. The move is being strongly opposed by environmental activists who say drilling would place wildlife at risk and contribute to global warming. The parks are home to bush elephants, the critically endangered mountain gorillas, and the bonobo, which is an endangered ape. Both parks are UNESCO World Heritage Sites, with Salonga National Park covering 36,000 square meters of the Congo Basin, the world's 2nd largest rainforest after the Amazon. And then finally, plans to erect a memorial in honor of the passengers and crew of missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 were shelved by Australia yesterday after protests by relatives of the victims. The relatives said that they did not wish to have such a memorial before the jet was located. The final resting place of the Boeing 777, which had 239 people on board when it disappeared en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing in March 2014, is still unknown, despite 2 massive underwater searches off Australia's west coast. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Plenty of drama in Russia. That's where we kick it off for our World Cup round of 16, which got underway this weekend. And it saw Argentina, Portugal, Spain and Denmark all crashing out of the competition. Host nation Russia, they kept their campaign alive, beating Spain 4-3 on penalties. After extra time, it finished 1-1. Elsewhere, France beat Argentina 4-3 in regular time. Uruguay edged out Portugal 2-1, while Croatia beat Denmark in another thrilling penalty shootout. In action today, Brazil take on Mexico, while Belgium are up against Japan. And on to rugby. Following the international break, it seems the break didn't do wonders for local franchises in Super Rugby, which returned this weekend. We saw the Lions, Bulls and Stormers all falling to away defeats. At Kings Park Stadium in Durban, the Sharks did achieve the win, their 6th game win of the season. They saw out a 31-24 win over the conference-leading Lions. In other results, the Sunwolves beat the Bulls by 42 points to 37, while the Jaguares, they saw out a 25-14 win over the Stormers. Then on to Formula One. He's finally done it. Red Bull's Max Verstappen has won his first Grand Prix of the season, crossing the line first at the Austrian Grand Prix yesterday. In an incident-filled race where Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas didn't finish, Verstappen took the checkered flag with Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen second and Sebastian Vettel making up that podium. So up next on the F1 calendar, teams head to the iconic Silverstone circuit this weekend for the British Grand Prix. Then finally, onto tennis. 2-time Wimbledon champion Andy Murray has withdrawn from the grass tournament. That came yesterday, a day before SW19 gets underway. Making his return to the court last month, Murray's injury has seen him out of action since his last Wimbledon quarterfinal loss to Sam Curry last year. So without Murray, Wimbledon gets underway today with South Africa's Kevin Anderson set to take on Norbert Gombos at 3:45 SA time. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Taking a quick look at your traffic, just a quick update. The dreaded increase of petrol prices will be on the rise again this month by 26 cents a litre this coming Wednesday. So go up and fill those tanks. Into your roads quickly. Gauteng and Germiston traffic is heavily congested on Heidelberg Road between the R301 and the N3. And then over the Western Cape, Chapman's Peak roads have been closed, and that's due to intense weather conditions. Just be aware of that. All else, just be careful on the roads. Increase your following distances and slow down those speeds. Reach your destination safely. I'll bring you, or that is the last look at your traffic for your Monday morning.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Well, getting into your temperatures for the last time on your Monday morning after a good weekend of rain and near freezing temperatures. Further weather warnings have been issued for this week as the cold front moves now toward eastwards. Localized flooding and disruptive snowfalls over the high ground areas are expected for the southwestern region. And then the Eastern Cape have been warned of gale force winds and veld fire conditions. And the northeastern region can experience some severe frost this morning, while the Northern Cape can see some light snow going into your Monday as well. Your temperatures, Polokwane 3 minimum with a maximum 23. Mobela nice and hot still, starting off on 7 but reaching a maximum of 30. Pretoria around 0 with a maximum 20. Johannesburg -3 and a high of 16. Mahikeng also -3, 16. Klerksdorp cold -4 and a high of 14 degrees. Kimberley also nice and cold, -3 with a maximum 11. Bloemfontein freezing this morning, -7 with a maximum of only 10 degrees. Richards Bay 15, 27. Pietermaritzburg 5, 23. Durban starting off on 14, reaching a high of 24 degrees. Mthatha 2 minimum and your maximum 16. East London 8, 17. Cradock also cold this morning, -4 with a maximum of 12 degrees. Port Elizabeth 8, 16. George 6 and a high of 13 with some scattered showers expected. Snow expected for Sutherland, very cold this morning, -10 with a maximum of only 1 degree. Cape Town 9, 13 and also some scattered showers still expected. Worcester -2, 7. Springbok -1 and a high of 8 degrees. And Uppington kicking off on -4 this morning with a maximum of 11. Definitely freezing temperatures for most parts of the country. Stay warm, South Africa. That's where I leave your temperatures for your Monday morning.
All right, so let's warm you up with another brilliant performance. But I mean, what is the point of being able to come onto national TV in front of millions of people if you can't send a shout out? Do you know someone special whose birthday it is today?
Well, I do actually know one. So I just want to say happy birthday to my sister's, one of my sister's best friends, Chanel Jonkers. I just want to say happy birthday and I hope you enjoy your day further.
In fact, Chanel, let's dedicate a little tune right to you. Talita is about to sing, I think, something that you might know at home, Swart Coffee by Collier Botha. Take it away, love.
Deep in my heart, weet ek jy is 'n fout. Meer van jou, ek wil aanhou dink. Sonder jou voel ek hoe ek weer staan. Maar leer my langs jou neer en voel hoe ek terugskiet. Dis die beste in jou sin, dis coffee.
Oh, that was our black coffee this morning. Pah! Oh, wake up, world. Wake up to this unbelievable talent. Talita Bayadonki, that was
Thank you very much.
awesome. That run, and it just gets higher and higher and higher. Oh, that is brilliant. We're going to get one last performance from this absolute superstar, all on the way in the final hour of the show. But right now, we're going to take the quickest of breaks. We'll see you on the other side.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. It's the moment we all love, everybody. We're talking relationships, and our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, is in the building. Today, we're discussing the dating phenomenon known as love bombing. What exactly is it, and how can you identify that you are being love bombed in your current relationship? Well, our lines are open, so if you have any questions or comments for Dr. Eve, do call us 021-430-9881, and we will engage with you. Of course, Dr. Eve, so good to have you in the house.
Hi, nice to be here.
I don't know what love bombing is.
I know.
Please tell us.
It's a wonderful term.
What is that exactly?
Yeah, I love how this new language develops.
I know.
All the time, it's like breadcrumbing,
yeah,
ghosting.
What?
Breadcrumbing.
I thought breadcrumbing. I was like, what is that? Girl, we got to sit down and talk.
And ghosting, and now we've got love bombing. So
Yeah.
I had to do a little bit of research. But really what it is old-fashioned emotional abuse, actually.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so let's kind of take people through it because it is probably a new term for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So this starts out with courting. And I'm talking to people who are at the beginning of courting relationships, as well as people who may be already stuck in a love bomb situation.
Yeah.
So literally imagine that here comes a whole bomb and it's filled up with love and it explodes into your face.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, you are completely taken in with this. This person comes in, you meet this person, whether it's online or in real life, and suddenly you are very overwhelmed with this incredible amount of love. But there is a niggling sensation that you have inside of you that this is a little bit too much too soon.
Yeah.
So it starts off with a lot of flattery. And Leanne, we are going to look at the difference between love bombing and a healthy relationship because a lot of people...
Because I was thinking, it's nice in the beginning to have that kind of attention, is it not?
Right, exactly. So where does the difference come in? So you get all this flattery, all of this attention given to you, and you are sent gifts and you are told a lot of loving things, a lot of compliments around you, but it can happen with in days.
Yeah.
And you begin to feel, this person doesn't really know me that well, and yet I'm receiving all of this attention.
Yeah.
And I feel very flattered, and obviously instinctively for all of us, we feel this is really nice, and we want more, and we want more of that. And then it begins to change in a very subtle way into some kind of controlling behavior. And then it turns into some kind of feelings of anger when you don't respond in exactly the same way in the timing.
Yeah.
And then it ends up with unreasonable demands.
Okay.
And you find yourself, I've been love bombed and I'm now trapped in a situation.
Yeah.
How do I get out of it? And that's what we're going to talk about.
I love that. I love that. What kind of a person, I don't know whether we should talk about the differences that you said between a healthy relationship and a love bomber.
Yeah.
But what kind of person becomes a love bomber?
Yeah.
Or is guilty of that kind of personality trait?
You know, I hate to label people, but I also think it's important that people begin to identify or take responsibility for who they are and why they're doing this love bombing. So the literature suggests that people who are doing the love bombing are oftentimes narcissistic personalities, people who are very self-involved, which means people who are very insecure, people who have quite a low self-esteem. And the way that they build themselves up is by taking control of the person who they want to be, gaining the attention of that person. And the person, we also have to ask, you know, who is the person who is being seduced into this love bombing situation? And it's normally people who are quite vulnerable, people who have got a low self-esteem, who have come out of a situation where they're needing a lot of attention, or they're quite needy, and so when this person arrives with this amount of bombing, you just suck it all up. So it seems to be like a mutual situation where both people have got quite low self-esteem and are vulnerable to this.
You know what, I know that we were like joking about it in the beginning, but I do feel like this can become a very serious and toxic situation.
Absolutely.
Maybe if you feel that you are in a situation like that and you don't really know who to talk to or how to get out of it, you can basically give us a call or call in 021-430-9881. I mean, we've got the expert here. She is ready and willing to talk to you. And if you are in trouble, of course, make sure that you also give us a call to... What is that?
I really feel strongly around it, that we want to be able to offer a format for people to call in.
Exactly. We also have the number for FAMSA on their national line, 011, that's 011-975-7106 or 7. You can also visit their website, famsa.org.za, to get information and, of course, all the help that you need as well. But stay tuned. Dr. Eva's going to be right back after this.
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
Oh man, let's add a touch of olive pride to what we're making this morning. Something really interesting. It's a meatless Monday. So we're going completely meatless, but with lots of flavor. Absolutely love the sounds of our recipe this morning. We've got zucchini, we've got olive, we've got basil, we've got cheese. It's all going in a quesadilla.
A quesadilla was a
You've got to say it, quesadilla. You've got to just say it with flair and that's fine. But we're going to be using our olive pride blend of seed oils and extra virgin olive oil just to make it even more Mediterranean. This is like in a Mediterranean explosion, and quick and easy and delicious by the
you know, we
smell
are
of it.
love bombing you in a good way with this recipe because it's perfect. It's going to warm you up nicely. We've got our olive pride olives here as well. But firstly, let me do the zucchini. So what we've done is we took our zucchini, we grated them, and then we used a little bit of our olive pride olive oil, and we're just going to fry this off. Not for long, just a couple of...
I see, and it helps to remove a little bit of the moisture from the zucchini once you've chopped it up, and using it raw like this, if you cook it too much beforehand, it releases a lot of the moisture in it, and it's going to make it a bit too juicy. The key here is don't overdo it.
Essentially, you just want to have this done for about 1 or 2 minutes, you know, not a lot at all, because we are going to pop it into our blender just now. So you just basically heat that up. I'll fast forward the process a little bit. The keyword is Clover. SMS that to 33728 if you want to get your hands on the recipe as well. But very, very easy as that. Right, so here we go. Very quick. Essentially, would want to go it for a little bit longer, but it's okay.
I like the fact that, you know, we know that extra virgin olive oil is great to add to salads, but when looking for a cooking alternative, the mix of the various seed oils in here raises the smoking point, makes it a great, flavorful addition to the cooking phase of the recipe, which is great.
Right, now for the basil. Goes in there, beautiful, fresh. I mean, the flavors of the basil is absolutely just amazing. All right, just want to empty that little water.
And it's going to add a little bit of a pop as well, which is great.
Here we have our olive pride olives.
Cool.
A little bit of salt and pepper. And this is going to be so Mediterranean, dude. You're going to love this. You are going to love this.
I do love the zucchini flavor profile just as it stands, but now adding this kind of lovely little zesty mix.
That's it. Right, check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
And explode with green.
Bam. So you just want to let that go, get it nice and smooth, because essentially we're going to use this as a spread
it's going to be our filling. Yeah, okay, cool, man.
Right, look at that, look at that, look at that. And then you're going to do the honors for us, my brother.
I'm going to do the squelching and the spreading.
That should
I
be.
mean, you can.
Yes, yes, we like
do it
that.
as fine as you want. If you want it a bit more rustic and chunky, but the cheese obviously is going to mix in there with that.
All right, here we go.
Cool.
So I'm going to scoop this back into our bowl here. You can smell that, man. It smells absolutely
Wow. And the basil
divine.
has just taken that to a different level.
All right, and then you use this as your spread. Let me get that out. Right, if you don't mind just taking that and spreading it onto one of our quesadillas.
Quesadillas, okay, I'm not going to overdo it. Are we going to put the cheese on top of that?
Yeah, so basically what you're going to do is you can either mix it in there or you can do it as a spread afterwards.
I don't want to overdo it because we know the cheese is going to melt a little bit as well. Do you want to sprinkle some cheese on top of that?
And then you're going to go bam, just like that. Just like that. The keyword is Clover. SMS that to 33728. That's Clover to 33728. Pop that guy on top.
Boom.
And then we have a nice hot pan over here. And we
all yours, buddy.
Going to make sure so that the cheese will then act as a nice glue. And that will be your quesadilla. So we're just going to brown it on both ends and then serve it.
And then slice it up and chow down. The keyword again is Clover to 33728. And you can be making your beautiful quesadillas at home. But let's take you through the process from the start.
Make the most of your leftovers by adding a hashtag touch of pride to your quesadillas. To make this delicious olive pride version, you will need 1/3 of a cup olive pride green pitted olives, 4 tortillas, 3 zucchini, 1/2 cup of grated mozzarella cheese, 1/2 cup of fresh basil, and salt and pepper for seasoning. Start off by adding a touch of olive pride, a blend of seed oils and extra virgin olive oil to a non-stick pan. Add the grated zucchini to the pan and saute for 2 to 3 minutes until softened. Add the olive pride green pitted olives to a blender. Next, add the cooked zucchini and fresh basil. Blend the mixture until smooth. Pour onto a plate and add the grated mozzarella cheese. Season with salt and pepper. And mix together until well combined. Spread the mixture over 2 tortillas and cover each with another tortilla. Toast the tortillas in a pan and flip when golden brown and the cheese has melted. Cut the toasted tortillas into quarters and serve. This recipe makes for a light lunch or the ultimate snack. Yum!
Made with love by Clover.
Wow, that's browned already, man.
So I've just flipped it once over and literally it's not even a couple of seconds, man, like 30 seconds to a minute. And then you have this beautiful guy over here. Oop.
I would recommend that you do a lot, okay?
Yeah. There we go. And then you just do it like you would a nice little pizza vibe.
Oh,
you can see
I love that, man. As a healthy entree. Yeah, don't be shy. Don't make them
we're going to make a good...
Don't make them teeny tiny.
This is still very nice and hot, and there you have it.
Oh,
look at that.
That looks beautiful, dude.
With the cheese.
Absolutely amazing. And what I like is the zucchini's added kind of like a nuttiness that almost gives it like a pesto vibe. It's Mediterranean. It's beautifully crafted, lovely, meatless Monday. The keyword is Clover to 33728. Can I taste?
Dig in, dude. Dig in. Careful, it's hot.
Yay.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice.
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
Well, we're back with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve. We're talking about the dating phenomenon known as love bombing. I had no idea what it is. And of course, we're talking about it. It is a lot more serious than I first initially thought about it. But we were talking about it. Let's talk about the telltale signs of being involved with a love bomber. And then maybe you can just paint the picture between the two different sides. Because when I first walked into this, I thought, oh, I'm being bombed with love. It sounds amazing. But maybe not so much.
Yeah. So in a healthy relationship, you're going to have the mutual flattery because there's going to be responsivity and reciprocity, and you're going to have a feeling of calmness and excitement with this person. It feels like appropriate, it feels acceptable. So this person's going to do the flattery and they're going to send you a few text messages and you're going to send back a few text messages in a healthy situation. And you're going to be protective of yourself. Both of you should be in that situation and feel out, is there a response coming from the other person? And then organically it flows that it will begin to increase and organically with time it will gifts will be exchanged or gestures will be exchanged, and over a period of time the loving language comes into it and the moving forward into sharing experiences come into it. in a healthy situation, there's never control or demands or anger that's expressed in an inappropriate or scary way. If we look at love bombing, it's really the opposite. So this person will start, as I said earlier, start with the flattery very quickly and then almost weave you into their web very soon by making promises and commitments that perhaps somebody who is needy or somebody who is vulnerable is going to take as love. They will tell you that they are the only one for you. They will tell you that they need to see you and gain your attention is because they feel protective and loving towards you. They will also let you know very quickly that you are the one and only. And they also start creating a future, like within weeks. Like, I'm the one for you. This is the future we're going to have together, and start doing all this dreaming and planning, but it's really quite controlling. And the most important thing is that people begin to feel, and this is something that I want the viewers to be aware of and share with us, the sense of discomfort, whether you're male or a female. You get these red flags that come on in, and you feel, I am bombed. And yet I've now committed myself into a situation and I feel I can't get out. And as you said earlier, maybe people who are in that situation, or maybe been in that situation for a while, can phone us and tell us what that experience has been like for them.
Talking about that, phoning us and telling us about that experience, or maybe you're starting to notice some telltale signs of being in a relationship with a love bomber, you can give us a call, 021 4309 881. Our lines are going to be open after the break.
With a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand as first prize, Lancewood SA's #1 cream cheese is so close to crowning the nation's #1 cake. Recipes have been posted from every kitchen in the land. And come July 5th, celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Maseku will host the 3 finalists in a live cake-off on SABC3's Expresso morning show to decide who will bake it all the way to the Big Apple.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. We are continuing our chat about love bombing, a really, really toxic relationship situation. Dr. Eve is here. Dr. Eve, if you had to find out that you are now in a relationship with a love bomber, is there a way to turn things around, or is it their way or the highway?
There's no way to turn it around. I think that, and I'm very clear around that, if you've identified some of these symptoms, you really want to get help. You want to get support from your family or from FAMSA or professional counsellor to be able to get yourself out of the situation. This person isn't going to change. You may appeal to them and they may be very defensive. You know, as soon as somebody's defensive, you've got to see that as a red sign, as a red flag. They are defensive, they don't listen to you. So you want to just take a breath and look and listen and be very honest with what you are feeling and reach out for help, because the situation isn't going to get any better. And those people are almost at risk for intimate partner violence, because when they leave, this person becomes really angry. So one of the other things that they do, Leanne, is that if we go through the stages again, it's flattery. You know, there's this overwhelming amount of flattery. And then they begin to devalue you, put you down,
I was going to ask about
point
that,
out points to you where they don't like you, or where they begin to criticize you a lot, which boggles your self-esteem and really kind of gets you unhinged. And then what they do as well is that they will suddenly disappear. They will suddenly break up with you, disappear from you. And it could be for weeks, it could be for months. And you're left, after all of this love that's been showered on you, you're left completely confused. And then they come back and they pick up as if nothing's really gone wrong without ever apologizing for what they've just done to you. So there isn't any repair process or any accountability whatsoever. And that, is really abusive.
And if you're a vulnerable person already, you are not necessarily going to have the kind of strength of character to realize what's going on and kind of have an exit strategy and get out.
Exactly right.
Because they keep you in this whole cat and mouse game all the time.
Exactly, that's how it is. It's a push-pull situation where they will disappear and maybe even date and love bomb somebody else, and you'll hear about that, and then they come back to you as if nothing is wrong or that you were really at fault.
Yeah.
So you can hear it's incredibly dangerous to somebody's mental health to be in that situation.
Yeah.
So the advice is that if somebody has had the courage to get out of a love bomb situation, and I really encourage you to do it sooner rather than later, they begin to identify I'm being controlled, or this is a bit overwhelming, or even from get-go, actually, Leanne, the moment you feel that this courtship is going too quickly, or it feels inappropriate for you, really stand back and take stock. And put aside your flattery and be present with your truth of, I need to slow it down. And if he or she resists the slowing down, just be very careful. So example is, we were learning here in the studio, one of the things to watch out for men to watch out for, is for women who are really very keen very soon. Those men are at risk of baby making. Those women, stop using or
say young trap situation.
Exactly. I am on contraception, but they're not on contraception, don't want to use a condom because they love you so much.
Yeah. We've actually got a call on the line. Sorry to break your word, Dr. Eve. Anonymous, good morning. What is your question or comment for Dr. Eve?
It doesn't matter what age you are, and unfortunately I think there are men out there who prey on also older women, particularly older women, because we are more vulnerable. And I unfortunately was in a relationship with a love bomber who had preyed on other women prior to me, and his strategy was the same to his woman. I met the other woman after my relationship with him. He used the same strategy on them. It was devastating.
Wow. So sorry.
He immediately, I was the only one, was the most beautiful one, alienates you from your family. They don't care about you. Only he cares about you. He's the only one who will care about you. He's going to marry you. He's going to look after you. He's the only one who is there for you. He will be there for you. Phones you 100 times a day. He'll be there for you. He's going to save you from the world.
Oh, wow.
Very seductive.
Yeah.
Very, very, 100 times a day, you're beautiful, feeds your ego. You're the most beautiful woman he's ever seen.
Sure.
So you just bombed and bombed and bombed. And utterly bombed. So you fed and fed and fed. And then you realize that he's actually manipulating you to such a level that you're alienated from your friends, you're alienated from your family, you're alienated from everybody. And all he has is control over you.
Sure.
And you're left with nobody. In the meantime, he has a life.
Well, thank you so much, Anonymous, for that. It's so true. It's
ticked
so
all the boxes.
True.
Thank you for calling, and you can still hear there's emotion in her voice as she tells the story. So there you have a tick box of exactly what happens. So for women and for men, the solution is for all of us, just to grow strong selfhood, to not be vulnerable to men like that. That should be the ideal, that we want to have a good relationship with ourselves, and then we won't be so vulnerable to people who love bomb.
Absolutely. We would love to continue. There's such an important topic, but we do have the helpline on screen. Make contact with Family South Africa, that's FAMSA, on their national line 011 975 7106 or 7. And of course, you can go and visit their website, famsa.org.za. We were talking about love bombing today. It might have sounded like a very fun term, but very, very serious. Thank you so much, Dr. E, for being here with us. We'll do it again next Monday, same time, same place. We love relationship talks.
Bye.
It's now How to Shine with Mac Home Clean Up time. Time for our brilliant series to continue. And when you're in the supermarkets and you need some bleach, you'll come across Mac Multi-Purpose Thick Bleach. So what sets it apart is that it combines bleach and a very effective detergent so that it cleans thoroughly while also disinfecting for 24-hour germ protection. So what does this mean for you practically at home? Well, Brett has all the facts.
Did you know that you get two different types of bleach, thick bleach and thin bleach? But what's the difference? The answer is rather simple. So let's find out from the experts.
A typical thin bleach has only a bleaching agent, so it kills germs, but it's not great at cleaning. What a thick bleach contains is detergent, which transforms its effectiveness.
Liesel, what exactly does detergent do in thick bleach?
Well, the detergent is actually what differentiates a thick bleach from a thin bleach. This is a solution of MAC thick bleach in water, so you can see the foam, and this is a solution of thin bleach in water. The detergent is what gives it the foam, and it's also what does the job of cleaning. So it's really great on oily soils. So you can see this is MAC thick bleach versus a thin bleach, which is basically like water. The thickness is what allows it to cling to the surface of the toilet bowl, and this is how MAC thick bleach is able to offer the 24-hour germ protection.
So both of these have sodium hypochlorite, but what exactly is sodium hypochlorite?
Sodium hypochlorite is the bleach that's in the product. It's a very strong oxidizing agent, which means it breaks the chemical bonds in a lot of different substances, like dyes, for example. And this is why you have to be very careful when you're using a bleach with colored fabric.
And how does sodium hypochlorite work?
One of the types of molecules that's very susceptible to bleach is proteins. And proteins make up an essential part of microbial cell walls. So the sodium hypochlorite actually breaks open the cell walls of the microorganism, and this is how it kills germs. Sodium hypochlorite is actually one of the most effective types of disinfectant because it kills all different types of microorganisms. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, algae, you name it. Sodium hypochlorite takes care of it.
So then I guess the big question is it safe for the environment?
Well, sodium hypochlorite is a very potent, very reactive substance, so you have to use it quite carefully. But when it decomposes, it breaks down into completely benign substances, which are table salt and water, so it's completely safe for the environment.
Using hypochlorite bleaches at home gives you the same decontaminating power that's used to treat water and even to decontaminate space vehicles.
MAC Multi-Purpose Thick Bleach has many applications for the home, but what are the most common uses for it?
Well, aside from the obvious use, which is in the toilet, it can be used in its neat form to disinfect many different high-risk areas in your kitchen and bathroom. For example, sinks, plug holes, drains. It's very good in outside drains to take care of potential smells. And you can also use it diluted in water to clean large surfaces.
So how can it help with food-associated infections in the home?
Well, food preparation areas are very high risk for bacterial contamination. So good hygiene practice in the kitchen will go a long way to protecting your family from foodborne illnesses. So it's a really good idea to keep the food preparation surface, your chopping boards, kitchen swabs, dishcloths, clean and disinfect them regularly with a solution of MAC bleach and water.
That's why it's our choice. Mac makes cleaning easy, and of course we want to make it easier for you at home with a Mac hamper given away every week. So congratulations to Nancy van Us, who won the hamper last week. Congratulations, Nancy, to stand a chance of winning just like her. What you have to do is SMS the keyword Mac to 33728. It's going to cost you $1.50. No free SMSs apply, but you can find all of the terms and conditions that do apply on expressoshow.com, and we'll end this giveaway at midnight this coming Friday.
New MAC Multi-Purpose Thick Bleach actively disinfects and cleans surfaces all over the home, making it easy for you to shine.
Right, we're going to be taking a very quick break. When we come back, we take a look at how to spot the signs. We're talking about diabetes this morning, very, very important topic. And we're also going to help you stay healthy this winter, beating the colds and flus with that wonderful Akina Force and how to incorporate that into your breakfast, your lunch. Very easy ways to stay healthy this winter. Stick around, we'll be back after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right on SABC3. So good to be hanging out on your Monday morning. Hope you are well. Right now, though, we're addressing quite a serious issue. And if you are scared that you or a loved one are at risk of type 2 diabetes, then stay tuned because Bridget McNulty is back to shed some light on this lifestyle disease and what you need to know and what you need to look out for.
If you're making poor lifestyle choices like having an unhealthy diet and not exercising, then chances are that you might be at risk of getting type 2 diabetes. Now, a high-fiber diet is one way that can help combat type 2 diabetes, so including Jungle Oats Instant in your diet is a great choice. Here to talk to us about this lifestyle disease is Bridget McNulty. Welcome, Bridget. Good to have you back on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about type 2 diabetes. What exactly is it and who is most at risk?
So the people who are living a sedentary lifestyle is generally the biggest risk group. So that's anyone who is not doing enough exercise, eating an unhealthy diet, which means anything from processed foods, sugary foods, anything that isn't high fiber. So we're talking white rice, pasta, chips, sweets, cool drinks, all the things that are high in sugar and don't have a lot of the good stuff in them.
And what exactly is type 2 diabetes?
So it's largely known as a lifestyle disease, but there's a strong genetic component to it. So if you have family with type 2 diabetes, you're at a higher risk of getting it because it's hereditary. But as I said before, it's also known as a lifestyle disease. So there's certain things that contribute to it. So that's not exercising enough, being overweight, particularly fat around the middle, eating the wrong kinds of foods. Those all lead to insulin resistance, which are one of the causes of type 2 diabetes. And the other one is not being able to make enough insulin.
What are the symptoms? Like, what should I be looking for if I'm concerned that I might be at risk?
So there are 5 common symptoms for type 2 diabetes, and they're actually fairly consistent with type 1 diabetes too, which is what I have. And that's extreme hunger, extreme thirst, needing to pee a lot, especially at night, blurry vision, and feeling tired all the time, just like an unending sense of exhaustion. And if you feel any of those, I really want to encourage everyone to go and get a finger prick blood test. You can get it at your local clinic or pharmacy. It takes less than 5 minutes, doesn't hurt. And it will tell you if you're at risk of diabetes.
Okay. Now, nutrition-wise, what types of food can we include in our diet that would kind of combat type 2 diabetes?
You want to be looking at all the healthy stuff. So I always say I'm the editor of Sweet Life, which is an online diabetes community.
Wonderful.
And I always say to our community members, there's no such thing as a diabetic diet. There's just the kind of food that we should all be eating. So that's whole foods. It's foods high in fiber and whole goodness. So we're talking, if you look at your plate as a circle, half of that should be vegetables or salad. Some fruit, not huge amounts of fruit because it's high in sugar, but we believe in everything in moderation. And then a quarter of your plate should be good quality protein. So that's meat, fish, chicken, eggs. And then the other quarter should be high fiber, low GI carbohydrate with some good fats like avocado oils or olive oils in the middle. And if you're banting, obviously the proportions will be different, but the emphasis is always the same, that you want to be eating whole, healthy foods. And what's so interesting to me is that it's the motivation factor that's really difficult in keeping to eat that kind of food. So we have a Facebook page, Diabetic South Africans, and a lot of the questions are like, I want to eat pies, I want to eat cold drinks, how do I resist?
The good stuff.
Yeah. And it's just a matter of getting motivation from other people who are in the same boat and also understanding how to make that food delicious, because healthy food makes you feel better.
Exactly. And like they say, prevention is always better than cure,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I hope that you're inspired to live your best life. And remember, being a little healthier can be as simple as including Jungle Oats Instant in your diet. Made from 100% whole grain pure oats, it's low in GI, promotes heart wellness, is high in fiber, and will keep you fuller for longer. All great things to keep you on the right track when it comes to your health.
South Africa's original oat champion now has a range of nutritious, delicious muesli. New Jungle Muesli, available in an exciting variety of flavors.
Now we are keeping you healthy this winter. Now, Echinoforce has been treating colds and flus naturally all over the world for years now. And this totally natural herbal product is made from the echinacea plant, which is proven to prevent and treat colds. Now, this morning we are looking at rather easy ways to use it with your breakfast, especially when it comes to giving it to the little ones, because we need to support those immune systems.
And I love it. I mean, I prefer to actually just take it straight, so your body knows that you're taking it, so that the mind can say, boom, okay, you're getting this healthy dose. But you can use the drops, especially easily incorporated into all sorts of daily routines, meals that you're going to be having anyway, to assist in modulating that immune response in infections. So the first thing I would recommend, especially when dealing with the little ones, with the kids, so they don't even know that they're taking it in, is in your morning oats. Put it in there, maybe a drop of honey as well, something to sweeten it up. Easily add it to a hot bowl of oats. It's antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory as well. But that's quite a clever way of taking it in.
I love that. Another clever way is we have a smoothie bowl that you can add a couple of drops to and stir and decorate with your favorite fruits and nuts, offering a year-round immune system support. So it's very easy. Some normal yogurt that you have, Echinoforce drops. And normally you would go for, if you're above 12, 20 drops, between 4 and 12 is 10 drops. So there we go. That should be all right. I think that's about 20. I didn't even start counting now. Mix it in, and then you have a beautifully disguised...
You are so sneaky.
Bro,
you are so sneaky, man.
So we're going to mix that in, right? And then you know you're getting what you need for your immune system, and decorated with your favorite nuts. We've got some pumpkin seeds, some cranberries, your favorite nuts as well. And just kind of decorate your smoothie bowl, and you're good for a brilliant breakfast.
A whole lot of like little superfoods getting in there as well. You could even add it to maybe a fresh glass of orange juice or your favorite morning juice. 20 drops, perfect solution to treat the flu or cold symptoms as well. Comes in tablets, as you can see, and drops, and the chewable tablet form. And there's even now Echinoforce for juniors as well.
That's the one.
The whole family is covered, man.
Oh man, my family absolutely love that. But there we go. It's my attempt at a smoothie bowl.
You've taken about half an hour.
Bro,
I watched you make
I wanted to make
quesadilla in 30 seconds earlier.
Party, but it's there. But you know what? When it comes to fighting off these terrible winter colds and flus, Echinoforce is clinically proven 100% natural herbal product that helps prevent and treat colds and flus and reduce the duration of being sick. That's what we want.
Yeah.
It also helps to prevent the complications of colds and flus by 50% and offers year-round immune system support for the entire family. So get in there. It is ice cold out there. Make sure you support those immune systems.
A. Vogel's Echinoforce is the world's strongest herbal product that's clinically proven to prevent and treat colds, flu, and their complications.
Also to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, the gorgeous Talita is still here, and she's going to perform for us one more time right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Time for us to take a look at what's happening in birthdays right here on social media. If you are having one, let's see, what do you have to say? Shamia says, I'm celebrating my 46 young years today. Happy birthday, Shamima. Sorry. Farai says, me and my twin brother celebrating our 27th year today. Happy birthday. Chechetsang is 3 years old today. Claudine says, my granddaughter Kayla is 10 years old. Amor saying, celebrating Patola Jr. Rasebotsa's birthday. Happy birthday. And of course, Lucia saying, hi team, I love you. I love to wake up to you. We love that you want to wake up to us as well. So let us know if you have a birthday, put it on here. And of course, we're celebrating everybody who has a birthday today. And for those that have already called out, happy birthday from Expresso.
So what was your sister's best friend's name again, or one of her close friends?
Chanel Jonkers.
Chanel, happy birthday to you as well. Talita, it's been an absolute pleasure hosting you, as it always is. I mean, the talent speaks for itself. But we've had such a cool reaction online. People have been loving you this morning, so well done. Thank you so much. Where can we find you online to find out where you're gigging, where you're performing? How do we connect?
Okay, so you can like my Facebook page. It's just Talita. So, yeah, you can go on my Facebook page and everything is there. So you can just follow me on Facebook. So thank you very much.
So thank you very much. Just follow. Just Talita. It's a great place to start. So it'll also give you some cool content as well. You can see some of her past performances. She really is amazing. She can pretty much do anything. She's going to be singing a song now called Symphony by Clean Bandits. Talita, you're a superstar. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. One last time, the stage is yours.
I've been hearing symphonies. Before all I heard was silence. A rhapsody for you and me. And every melody is timeless. Life was stringing me along. And then you came and you cut me loose. Was solo singing on my own. Now I can find the key without you. Now your song is on repeat, and I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, I feel incomplete. So if you want the truth, I just wanna be part of your symphony. We hold me tight and I let go. A symphony. I'm sorry if it's all too much, but every day you're here I'm healing. And I was running out of love. I never thought I'd find this feeling, 'cause I've been hearing symphonies. Before all I heard was silence, a rhapsody for you and me. And every melody is timeless. Well, now your song is on repeat, and I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, I feel incomplete. So if you want the truth, I just wanna be part of your symphony. We hold me tight and I let go. Symphony. Like a love song on the radio. We hold me tight and I let go. Now your song is on repeat, and I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, I feel incomplete. So if you want the truth, I just wanna be part of your symphony. We hold me tight and I let go. Symphony. Like a love song on the radio. Symphony. We hold me tight and I let go. Symphony. Like a love song on the radio. We hold me tight and I let go.
Yes! Oh my goodness! Amazing!
brilliant.
Amazing!
Wow.
Talita on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. She's only 13, you guys.
Can you?
She can do anything. She can do anything, and
She's
she's an
incredible.
absolute superstar. So lovely, so humble, and she's a head girl as well.
Well
which is
done,
just so
Talita,
cool,
man. Thank you for brightening
she's-
up our Monday.
Yeah, she's got her priorities straight. So your one and only priority tomorrow should be to join us again. We've got an awesome show lined up. A couple of highlights standing out for me. It might feel like winter and really feel like winter at the moment, but it shouldn't stop you traveling. We've got 3 travel destinations. In fact, Josie Evely, who travels the world, Travel South Africa, has got her top 3 winter travel destinations to keep you cozy and get those Travel Tuesday vibes.
Get the travel feels, man. And then keeping you cozy in the kitchen as well, some delicious chocolate lamingtons. What's going on? It's going to be delicious, man. We're going to make sure that you cozy on up to your Feel Good Breakfast show tomorrow. It's a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday, so you basically know what to do. You need to join us again tomorrow. Same time, same place, all the way at 6 a.m. up until 9, and we will make sure that we keep you entertained like only your Feel Good Breakfast show knows how. Talita, thank you so much for being with us, my love.
You're a superstar.
And we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Mwah, South Africa.
Adios.
Have an amazing
Bye.
day, and mostly stay warm. Yes,
stay warm.
Stay warm.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.